about last time we played Aethergarde by night. You guys continued your explorations / attempted escape from the Museum of the Macabre. And in the process, you approached what sounded like a desperate spirit calling out for help. And you entered the last chamber of the first wing of the museum, where all of you sort of like did battle on like an emotional pocket of existence where Orson Wilde's spirit had been fractured into all of these different emotional states. And you guys started trying to figure out various ways to fix them of their states, or at least calm them so that they would return to the whole. And then eventually with the ones that were proving troublesome, I think Maximilian just started dispelling them. Occam's razor, right? And either way,
that is correct.
You guys managed to get the spirit together and settle it, while the stronger survivalists of the party basically kited the hook man around the room, which was a good time. Good to watch. And
great.
Managed to get out of the first wing. Upon exiting, you were greeted again by the attendant and had another conversation with him. You learned, I don't know if it's new information, but a little more information about the curator who is in control of the museum, and then, of course, the Dr. Death, who seems to have taken control of the museum somehow. And you discovered that the second wing had been eaten by the shadows that were also chasing you through Wing 1. Or the third wing, I apologize, which left you with just 2 wings left to explore. There was this wing, which was the wing of the Cult of the Serpent, and explored an event from an ancient time in a place at the heart of what was once called the All Lands, which was when all continents were interconnected in ancient times, called the Night of Split Tongues. You haven't learned much about that actual night yet, but you can tell there's not good things happening here. And then there was, of course, Dr. Death's wing, but you guys decided to wait on exploring that, to instead explore the cult first. Hopefully, strategically, you'll pick up some things to make you stronger on your way to Dr. Death if you get out of here alive. We'll find out. And upon entering the Cult of the Serpent in Wing 2, you discovered the statue of the great Draculu, which was this ancient mythical creature that was kind of like a giant snake kaiju that was supposed to be the progenitor of all snakes on the planet, as well as scepters and snake charmers' bowls and the hiss whistle that was on display. And as you continued past the display room, you entered another room where the magic of the museum took the shape of this ancient city that once existed and kind of placed you there. And I believe we left off as you guys saw this dim flood of green light, and you heard what sounded like chanting in the distance in the city. Hone Galevetru! Voice is growing in what looks like might be a courtyard ahead somewhere.
They sound nice.
I doubt they'll be happy to see us just based off of everything that's happened so far.
I doubt we'll be happy to see them. As Jensen says that, you guys would see him look down and open the window of his sword, and it is not glowing currently.
They're not monstrosities, I guess. Right, that's the only time your sword lights up is for monsters.
At least there's none close by. I need to get closer to those creatures that are chanting if you want me to know if they specifically are.
Oh.
You don't
Not
need
very
to be
good
a
at
monster to be monstrous.
Deep.
That's true.
It's deep. Real deep.
Alright, well,
Shall we see?
Look,
what's
I'm
going
not
on?
good at sneaking.
I'm not either.
Somebody else should surveil the situation.
Shall
He's
we
like looking
scope?
back up the courtyard, and then he's like checking the alleys that formed nearby in the stone for all of you, kind of making sure that nobody's watching the party.
I will tell them to hold back, and I'll go scout ahead. So I'll
Is
try to
everyone else just gonna wait?
Yeah, I'm not stealthy at all.
Deosine.
I'm hanging back.
Okay, go ahead and make a agility coordination. It's going to be against a target number of 12.
If it's dark, they're easy for me.
Yep, and it is dark. So it's going to go down to a 9, which you might just auto pass.
I auto pass you.
Yeah. So as you move forward, you get about 100 feet ahead of them when you reach the end of this alley and this kind of sandstone arch that opens up into a courtyard. In this courtyard, you can see a massive bronze statue. It's that same statue that was in the previous room of that great snake, Draculu. And you see several people that are tied up in ropes. They look like they've been beaten and stripped. And they're being dragged down a set of sandstone steps up to this statue where you can see several of these cultists are piling wood and making a pyre.
Okay. So they look like they're going to sacrifice some
Yeah.
people. How many cultists are there?
There's like a dozen in this. There's also a large crowd that's gathered. From what you're getting, they're like citizenry. Some are concerned, some are kind of into it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
the crowd is definitely growing agitated.
All right, I'll...
At the head of these cultists standing in front of the pyre, that main chanter has turned and he's shouting at them in their tongue. And he's like, it's kind of like watching like one of those like on fire preachers that are on TV, you know? He's like riling them up on purpose, and he's bringing like a lot of performative energy to what he's doing.
Okay. I'll quickly dart back to the group and relay the information over to them that some people are about to get sacrificed.
Are we to interfere?
That's what I was wondering.
You said
If we do not, they will surely be killed.
Well, wait, are they people or are they part of like the magical illusions of this place? This is the thing that already
guessing
happened,
the
correct?
second. I'm guessing magical illusion of this place, but
We could try to
They did
disrupt
mention-
it.
They did mention that other people had come into the museum.
They could be other museum goers.
I think that they told you guys that. I think that you guys did question the curator about this in a previous session, and what he told you was other people have been in the museum, but usually only one group goes at a time.
Okay.
We were also told that nobody comes out, so this could be their
True.
fun time of staying in here.
I mean, did they look like they were dressed in current era clothes, or were they dressed like cultists?
There were a
The
dozen.
The
But
people
doesn't
who were about to
cultists-
get sacrificed.
Now, were the sacrificial people dressed normally, or like villagers, or?
They were dressed like villagers. They had the kind of bronze skin that you noticed along all the people in the crowd.
Okay. So yeah, I'll relay that to V and the rest of the group.
They could just
Well,
be
it
part
sounds
of the
like they're
exhibit.
not. Yeah, I feel like they're just part of the exhibit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I just had a thought. What if we are part of the exhibit?
Well, we are in
No.
a way.
I don't like this place very much.
We did run through a bunch of paintings in that first room, so we were definitely part of the exhibit then.
That's true, that's true. What if we just try to disrupt the ritual? Maybe that'll stop this Night of Split Tongues from happening.
I think that's a good suggestion.
We can work
I
our
don't
way
wanna
into the
do
crowd, try to rile them up more.
I'm going to slip back into the shadows and move back over towards them so that when these guys come over, if they do get discovered by not being able to stealth up, I can do a surprise attack or something.
As if we can
You want me to
incite
roll?
some sort of a riot in the crowd.
Maybe that's what the Night of the Split Tongue is, though, is somebody incited a riot.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't read anything on those walls in the last room. I just looked at the pictures and stuff.
Same.
I thought you were practicing reading.
I didn't want to slow us down that much with the shadows catching up to us.
That's true. That's true.
Max would probably have read a bit. Could I make some kind of check? See if I know anything about what they're doing?
You can do a wits or wisdom and study.
Sounds good. One moment. Seven.
I apologize. I should have given you a target number, but I was busy drinking water. There was definitely riots and stuff. Basically, the whole city broke out into chaos on the Night of the Split Tongues. But if you believe the mythology, it's because a massive snake kaiju was summoned in the city.
By a ritual of some sort, perhaps?
Yes. You feel like this isn't the right place, though. You can't remember specifically where the stories say the ritual took place, but it wasn't just in an open courtyard. And that's all you get with this. We could just...
Well, I didn't have time...
You go.
Well, I didn't have time to read very much, but from what I recall, it seems that some sort of large snake-like creature was summoned on that night, leading to understandable amounts of chaos. Perhaps this ritual is in some way connected, although it doesn't. The details don't quite fit from what I remember reading.
And this is perhaps just the show for the crowd. The actual ritual is hidden somewhere.
Wouldn't the histories show the public side of it instead of the private side of it?
Time out. You're telling me that history stories can be biased?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Well, I suppose it would depend on who is writing the histories. Do I have any idea who is writing them? What I was reading?
So what you were reading was like archaeological reconstructions of the histories.
Okay.
Made by archaeologists like 1,000 years after it happened.
So they are actual, like, first-hand accounts.
I mean, it's a dead language. So, like, translation accuracy can definitely be, like, it should definitely be taken into consideration, just like it should with, like, old Latin texts and stuff. Alright, what do you guys want to do? Can't just hide in this alley forever.
Watch us.
Oh, man.
I mean, you can just watch and see what happens.
Yeah, have I creeped back
You
over
can totally
there?
disappear into the crowd. Yeah, you've creeped back that way. They've
Am I
got
able
like
to-
3 people tied down to this pyre now, and you notice that they're pouring these casks of this strange kind of like thick green liquid. It's almost like a bile all over them and all over the wood of the pyre.
Am I
Guys,
picking up
I really
heat
feel
from
like
them?
we should stop this.
You won't get
Yeah,
any
but-
argument from me.
Then descent in the cloud, I think.
All right.
So how do you guys want to rile up the crowd?
I have a smoke pellet. We could throw that into the crowd.
Jensen's going to kind of move into the crowd, and he's going to start like moving to like the areas where people are already riled up, and he's going to start like bumping and shoving people a little bit.
I'll see Jensen doing that, and I'll go to a different area of the crowd that's already been riled up and do the same.
Aim. Okay. Kind of start a mosh.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and make a. What else would people? Does anybody else want to help with riling up the crowd?
I can just. If somebody wants to yell fire, I'll just deploy a smoke bomb.
But will they understand us in our language? Is the question.
Sure. We may give up our who we are if we're speaking one tongue that's not native to them.
You could toss it in there, and then somebody could just scream.
Mhm.
Close to the area.
You're gonna toss a smoke pellet. What about the two of you? Anything?
I'm deciding how distracting I want to be.
I mean, it might pay for some of you to try to go unnoticed.
Mhm. Yeah, I'd like to not be noticed, but still deploy the smoke bomb, obviously.
Max will cast camouflage on himself and Durasane.
Okay. Fascinating. We're just gonna watch.
Is that basically invisibility? Or like better stealth?
Yeah, stealth rolls are easy for the duration.
Okay. Yeah, in that case I will just try and blend with the crowd that's there. Go unnoticed by the cultists.
Okay. So, the two of you that have the camouflage, go ahead and make agility coordination tests for me against a target number of 10. The rest of you are going to do a team effort. I want a agility attack from you throwing the smoke pellet. This is going to use one of your smoke pellets, by the way.
Yep.
And then you and Jensen are both going to roll brawn athletics, and your guys' shared target number is going to be 30.
30. I feel like me and Jensen should use some momentum.
Well, it's you, Jensen, and him, but you guys can use momentum to make it 24.
Oh, okay, so that's all three of us? I thought that was just for me and Jensen. I was like, oh, shit.
You
we
might
gotta
still want to
roll
use it, but
really
if you don't,
good.
if you can do the 30.
I'm at 22 on the attack agility roll.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty solid.
All right, you're not going to use it then.
No, I'm gonna. I got
Don't
a
announce
13.
your roll result before we know if momentum's being used or not. Goodness. All right. You got a 13?
13. Yep.
Okay. The crowd starts to build and rile up. And then they start pushing forward on the cultist guards as the courtyard erupts into chaos. The two of you that are camouflaged, while they're busy doing that, you can see the torch bearing the priest that was shouting at the crowd. He shifts and he looks around and he stops with a sneer. And he levels his eyes directly at you, Durasane, in the crowd. And then he shifts and he looks. And you feel like he's looking directly at you, Max. Kalisha. Culote! He tosses back the torch, and it hits the pyres. The crowd tramples over the guards. And you guys, as you hear the pyre ignite, and the people on it start to cry out in panic, you see the fire catching that strange liquid and this thick green smoke starting to emit from the pyre. Who would like to react?
How far am I away from one of the people? Is there any way I can get to them to pull them out of the fire so they don't light up?
You definitely can.
I'm gonna try to I'm pretty freaking quick. I'm moving towards that, and I'm gonna mark him for death.
Okay. The priest?
Yeah.
Okay, you rush through the crowd. At this point, one of the guards notices you, but he's not quick enough to grab you. As you pull the person off, you see the person's coughing through the smoke, and you see everyone else as the smoke is emitting, and everyone in the crowd is starting to like cough and hack as well. But you manage to get that one person off the flames.
Okay.
Who's next?
Could I reach the pyre?
Yeah.
Okay. Max will squeeze his way through the crowd to the nearest of the people tied up who hasn't been helped, and he'll yell to them over because I assume the things are catching fire at this point pretty loudly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he'll yell over that. Focus on the idea of freedom, and then he'll grab whatever part of that person he can reach easiest through the flames, and then cast teleport on them to get them out.
Okay. That smoke ripples around you as you grab them, and you teleport them back out off to the side of the crowd that's kind of grown into the rioting chaos. You lean them up against the wall. You see them coughing. As they're coughing, you feel this dryness in your throat, and you start coughing as well. I need you to make a brawn constitution test against the target number of 12.
These are my best checks. I can't do that.
Can't beat it? Can you beat it if it's a 9?
No.
Okay, cool. You auto-fail. You fall to your knees as you're coughing.
Wait, is constitution even endurance?
Oh, I'm sorry, endurance. I apologize.
Yeah,
I just knew whatever it was. I just knew whatever it was. I didn't have ranks in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not your thing. That's okay. It just means I get to fuck with you sometimes. All right, anyways, you... and then as you're struggling and you open your eyes, you see your left hand is kind of gleaming and scaled as your nails are growing into claws.
Oh shit.
Max rolls his eyes and says under his breath, "This is really getting rather old."
You guys see other clouds of smoke forming in other parts of the city, and you realize that like everyone in the crowd and most of the cultists even are like actively turning into like lizard men.
Max is gonna shout to whoever in the party is within earshot of him, "Try not to breathe the smoke."
Do any of us hear him?
Yeah.
He uses
I
his
do not breathe.
performance voice.
Who's up next? Neither of you done anything. There's one more person on the pyre.
I'm going to go for the priest.
Okay. You want to try to tackle him?
Yeah.
Okay. You rush through the crowd. Contested athletic. You can use brawn if you want. He's going to use agility. He's not very good at this. Yeah, you got him 11.
I got a 12.
Okay. You tackle him out of the crowd. You've got him like braced against the stage. His head is being pushed back towards the flames. And he's like sneering at you as blood runs out of his mouth. I hate when you get to the bottom of a bag of pistachios and it's only the shells that are like almost completely closed left.
Yep.
Is he turning into a snake?
No.
Okay. Can I just start choking him?
Yeah. Do you want to like choke him to death?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to like try and close off his windpipe essentially, so that he can't say any more spell kind of things.
And he just slumps lifelessly against the board. I gotta say, that was brutal.
I didn't want him to cast any more spells.
Or perform any more rituals. As you say that, you see Jensen's on the other side. He turns on one of the guys. guards that's like mid-transformation, and he slices off his arm that's turning into a lizard. You'll thank me for that later, as the guy like screams and panics, his arm's like... And then Jensen's going to point down the alley, and he's going to say, I cleared a section if y'all want to get out of here.
I feel like we should get that last one off.
Yeah, is Max on the ground? Can I grab Max and run for the clearing?
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to try to grab him and run for it.
Durasane, you want to try to get that last person off? You want to head out?
I mean, I'll try to get the last person.
It's not a check to pull them off.
Okay.
You're not
Yeah.
strong enough to carry them, though.
Yeah, I'll rush them out. Just get them off the pyre and like undo any binds that are on them, so they can at least run themselves away.
And then you feel yourself being kind of like grabbed on the shoulders as V is like grabbing you, pushing you towards the alley after you save them. As all of you rush through the alley, the smoke begins to stretch from the flame, and it actually pushes as the bodies rush in the area around the alley, it into the alley as all of you are running. And I need everyone in the alley to make brawn and endurance tests for me. Except you don't need to, Mr. Roboto.
Is the target number an 8 or less?
The target number for this one is an 8. But don't forget you guys can use
technically possible.
momentum.
15.
What kind of check was it?
Brawn and endurance.
That's my best check. Well, besides attack.
You breathe?
Anyone mind if I momentum this one since
don't
like, I'm
know.
actually
I
past it and I already
passed it.
failed
Yes,
the other
he
one?
All right.
Do I breathe?
He's using momentum. No, V breathes, I think.
No, but do I breathe as a vampire?
Oh, well, worth a shot.
I think so, yeah. What'd you get? Oh, that was
I got a
very good.
3. No.
All right.
Eight.
8. Okay, let's pass. All right, so as the rest of you come out of the alley, the smoke clearing behind all of you, when you look back to see where Max is, you see this kind of stumbling shape. And Max, as you clear the green gas into the next broken stone street path of this ancient city, I want you to describe to them what it looks like as Max succumbs to the transformation and becomes a lizard man. And anything you'd like to say to them before you lose your ability to speak, because you can't form words anymore once you're a lizard man. You should say.
Can I interrupt this?
How would you like? Oh, would you like to try to dispel it as it's happening?
That would be nice.
I'll let you attempt that. Depending on what level are you activating it, or what strength are you activating it at?
6.
Okay, yeah, that interrupts it. So you stumble out of the alley, and you're like,
Max does not play around with non-consensual transformation.
Yeah, dude, it was gonna be fun. Your stats were gonna change a lot, though. You stumble out, and as you're transforming, you like turn your own palm on yourself, and this burst of arcane magic manages to push the transformation away.
Am I still close to him because I pulled him up?
Maximilian, are you okay?
I'm ready in my blade, though.
Max is leaning heavily on his cane and wheezing, and says, "I think I shall recover, but that was close."
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good either, but I ain't one of them yet.
I'll loop Max's arm over my shoulder and help him move away a little bit quicker away from.
I'll pick up Dare to start running faster.
Moving through the denser part of the city, all of you kind of skid to a halt in the quiet, and you see rows of old roads lined by trees and buildings. It's like a grand parkway in this section of the city. And you notice ahead of you, moving through some of the trees towards a building that looks like it's pretty well lit on the inside, there appears to be 3 or 4 of these lizard men that are like walking together in a group in that direction.
Do you think we should follow them?
If you could stand on your own, I will tail them.
So yeah, as long as Max can stand and everything, then I'll try to slip into the shadows.
Okay.
When people were turning into lizards, were they like losing their minds, like going crazy? Or
They were definitely acting more like animalistic.
okay. Are these ones kind of acting differently maybe than the other ones?
These ones are acting like more in unison. Like they're moving together as a group. Let me show you.
Which has been unusual for all of the other lizard men.
Well, it's kind of... Jesus Christ.
Need to lock the map.
No way. But if I lock it now, what happens to the thing underneath it?
The things underneath stay there if you lock it.
Grab it, grab it, grab it.
Got it.
And now we can put it on there. So...
These lizard men are jacked.
Yeah. My AI artist isn't a furry, but they're really into jacked lizard men.
They're a
If you've been like in towards this building here, this is the well-lit building.
Okay.
Also notice, well, go ahead and make a wisdom study test against a target number 12 for me.
Is that all of us? Or just
Anybody who's approaching to watch.
I probably would. There's a wit study, you said?
A wisdom study.
10 for me.
Wisdom study. I
Anybody
can't
who's
hit a 12
approaching, just
anyway.
put your
So.
piece up there.
It's technically possible.
It is not for me. I guess I'm just up there.
I did not pass.
What was our difficulty?
12 was the highest target number.
Okay. Yeah, I can't hit that. No, I mean, I guess I technically could, but I hit a 10.
I mean, it wasn't the only target number, so go ahead and roll.
I did. I rolled a 10.
Oh, okay.
Was 10 the highest?
Yes. I rolled a 5.
You notice on your approach that there's a trio of them over here that are moving some heavy barrels. As they're moving them, this one off to the left, it drops one, and you see more of that gooey liquid like leaking out of it. How would all of you like to proceed?
I feel like we should stop these ones from doing whatever they're doing.
They are on a battle map.
I agree.
They're meta illusions.
Can I use my grappling hooks to, like, pull myself higher so I'm less visible and start moving towards
You
them?
want to like be in a tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
I'll
do
just
that.
start swinging through. I'll use my amazing trapeze
Get on top
skill.
of this building, or you could try to move through the trees to get over here or over here.
I'm going to try to come this way through the trees.
Okay, go ahead and make a agility coordination for me. A range band on this map is... Let's go away. Let's go with 10 inches.
Is this group carrying barrels as well?
No,
To
they
the
look
house?
like they're coming in from like a patrol or something.
Right. And these ones
That's
look
it.
like they're carrying it from there to the house?
Yes.
Okay.
That's an 18.
Yeah, you're able to get like all the way up in here, and you're like hidden right now.
Okay, perfect.
I'll turn to Jensen and go, you get the ones going in the house. I'll get the barrel guys. And I'll try and sneak towards the edge of the treed area.
Sure, make an agility coordination test against a
How
target
far-
number of 6.
How far did you say range band was here?
10 inches.
Okay. I rolled a 10.
Okay. Hey, yeah, you snuck right into there. Does anybody else want to try to get a position?
I'll just try and move, like, behind this building.
Sure, you can do that for free.
Yeah, just have my head poking around Scooby-Doo style watching.
Yeah. Max?
Yeah, Max will be over here with Durosny.
It wouldn't be a Scooby-Doo poke if there wasn't at least 2 heads leaning out from around the corner.
Exactly.
All right. What is your guys' initiativos? Let us determine who is starting. We are just going to go back and forth. My total is 9.
2.
4.
You get okay. You guys already win because Jensen alone beats them. If you guys are given 6, so
Nice.
who would like to go first?
Anybody else but me.
I'll go first, sure.
Go for it, V.
I'm just gonna charge out,
Rush out from the true bushes.
rush out from the bushes to get behind these guys,
They whirl around like hissing and snapping at you.
and then I want to pick up this guy and hit that guy with him.
Okay, that one that you're hitting him with, using him to hit with. That one's the one with the barrel.
Perfect. Hopefully he'll drop.
You're gonna try to pick him up. And he's going to roll against you.
Am I rolling attack roll, right? It's grappling now?
Yep.
Sweet.
I got a 21.
He has difficulty.
Oh,
Yeah, don't
okay. One
forget.
sec. Let me roll and keep lower. I got an 18.
I got a 17.
All right. You attempt to grapple him. He shoves you away from him.
No. Guess I'll use my second attack to just punch that one in the face then.
Okay. Gonna use brawn and defend against you, and it got a 19.
I rolled a 3, so yeah, he definitely.
The rest of you watch it double reject his attacks. These things look pretty tough. We're gonna use these tokens to signify when somebody has gone for the round. All right. I'm going. All right. So this one is going to move up with the barrel, and it's going to and pick it up, and it's going to literally break the barrel as it tries to bring the whole thing down on your head. So I need you to make a brawn defend for me.
11.
I bring the barrel down on your head, and your
I'm
head.
not rolling hot.
It's bringing the barrel down vertically, so like the barrel is like stuck down past your shoulders now, and your entire head is submerged in the goo. And when that happens, I need you to make a brawn endurance test for me. This is good. This is against a target number of 14.
They turned you into a rodeo clown, bro.
I know, right?
An undead lizard man.
I rolled a 14 on the dice, so I pass.
Yeah, you sure do. All right. That is his turn.
I'm gonna try and come to V's aid if you guys don't have anything planned magic-wise.
Be my guest.
Go for it.
All right. I'm gonna dart out of a tree, launch my grappling hook into the building, and try to attack the lizard man closest
Okay.
to that building.
You're like riding the grappling hook down into a melee?
Yeah,
or?
yeah. Like I'm using it to pull me towards him.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I don't want to great either, but thankfully it's fine. 13, 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and I was assuming the still hidden, so double damage
From
from my assassin.
because you're hidden. Yes.
Mhm. So yeah, six points of damage then.
Okay, he goes down.
How do you want to handle my reaction ability to retreat into shadows? Just keep it the same way.
That's how it works right now.
All right. I'll try to dart back into the trees for cover.
Is it against a flat number or is it a contest?
It's a flat number. It's a 10.
Okay, go and roll.
Oh, you got to roll. Remember?
Okay. You were spotted when you go back into hiding, but you can move to wherever you want to move to. You can just tell that they know you're there.
Okay. I'll just move back a little bit so they have to come into the trees to fight me anyways.
Alright, this other guy in this group is going to go. And he's going to attempt to slash you twice with his claws, Mr. V.
Alright.
First attack is a 13 to hit.
10 to dodge, so yep.
And second attack is a 11 to hit.
13 dodge.
Alright. So he manages to slash you once. It deals 3 points of poisoning. Or poison
None
poison.
points of poisoning damage.
Very well, very well. Alright. That is his turn. Who would like to go? Or would you like Jensen to go? You guys want to wait longer?
Let's get Jensen in action. He is a monster hunter.
He is.
He unfortunately is going to have to like double move for his turn. So it might be better for somebody else to go.
Okay.
I can go.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
So Max will peek out around the edge of the rock, and then telekinesis a couple of like stones or something, and throw one at each of these lizard guys.
Okay.
So I believe it's power versus dodge.
Yeah, it's agility to defend.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. And roll your power.
Uh, 20.
Do I grab one of those little?
Yeah, that hits, bro. How much damage do those do?
2 wounds each.
Alright, so they're both looking hurt from that. These things don't really have armor. But they are still standing.
That's what I was hoping. Cool. That's my turn. Oh, and I'll back up around the rock again.
Oh, thank you.
Alright. And have this one go as well. Actually, he's gonna just fucking rush this guy and make a couple attacks on you, Josh. Can't survive them all.
I probably can.
I got a 22 to hit on that first.
That definitely, yep, hits.
What'd you get?
15.
Okay. That's 3. You can ignore that. Let's go one more time. 24 to hit?
14. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a crit! Alright. Guess what?
Oh,
That's
man.
6 poison damage.
Okay. And you just have to break it, and then it gets reduced normally by my armor,
Yes.
right? The total amount?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 4 poison damage.
Okay. That is their turns. Oh wait, this one that moved up, it's gonna spit at Jensen through the trees, and hit
Rude.
Jensen for 3 poison damage, which he takes 1 wound from. All right. That is their turns. Durasane or Jensen? Who'd like to go? Jensen?
Send Jensen.
All right. Jensen rushes this guy on guard. He brings out the sword. He slashes twice, and he takes that dude down.
Nice.
Then these last two guys are going to go. This one has to double move, but it's going to brace against Jensen, and this one is going to move in and actually get his attacks on him. Jensen is going to use his parry to block the first one, and then he's going to dodge out of the second one, and that just leaves you, Durasane.
You said there were lights on?
Yep.
In this one back there?
Yeah, there's definitely like multiple torches lit on the walls in there. Or there's a big fire pit inside of that building.
You said a range band is 10.
Sure is, brother.
So I am gonna just dart across the field over there and peek in the window or opening, see what's inside.
You see there's one more lizard man. He is curled up in a ball and sleeping. And it looks like it is some kind of supply house. There's a bunch of crates and boxes and like weapons and armor strewn about.
Let's see, that was 14. I'm just gonna duck around this building and keep an eye on what's happening.
Okay. Top of the round.
I'll go if no one has anything pressing they want to do.
You would like
To respond to me attacking you with
6 times?
Exactly. Yes, I would indeed. Can I try to just... How much of me is this barrel covering?
It's got your arms like constrained because it's down over your shoulder.
Okay. But it's kind of just like right over my shoulders area.
I mean, you're blind. Like it's all the way above your head.
Yeah, but I meant like coming down. Okay. In that case, I would just like to essentially headbutt the guy in front of me to break the barrel so I can at least see and be out of the jelly.
You're in the jelly at the start of your turn, though, so I need you to make a brawn endurance against target number 14.
Okay.
I'm turning one of you into a
17.
Lizard, man. God damn it.
Brawn endurance is my best check other than attacking people.
You win today. All right. Go ahead and make your unarmed attack.
That is a 22 to hit.
Whoa! The rest of you see the barrel explode into splinters. As, you completely clobber that guy, and he goes down.
Sweet. Would I get a second attack?
You sure would.
Cool. I'll punch the guy that ran up in...
dexterity?
The pugilist gives...
So this is a regular attack, and then technically you would have an offhand also.
Okay, cool. Then, yes, I will
that
attack
doesn't have bonuses without an ambidexterity.
Oh, it doesn't have the... Okay. I will punch this guy behind me, though. That critted me. That is a 16 to hit.
Okay. That hits. That's the other guy that got wounded by the telekinesis rocks.
It's the one that ran up on me from behind, so yeah,
Okay.
probably.
No, that's not the one that got hurt. It was this one that got hurt.
Oh, okay.
All right, you turn, you swing on that one. How much damage did you do?
3.
Okay, he's
bludgeoning.
still up. Big hit, though. Right across the face. Gonna give him the snake equivalent of a black eye. A black scale.
Yeah, he's never going to live long enough to get that. That's fine.
Dang. Offhand?
No, that's my turn. That was my offhand, wasn't it? Because I barrel headbutted. And
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna have this guy on the left go back in on Jensen. Alright, and he's going to miss. Who's up? Makes a couple more slashing attacks to Jensen, but Jensen with that sword is just able to keep up his defenses.
All right, can I pop out of the shrubbery?
Mm-hmm.
And I will take a swipe at this guy right here.
Okay. You are not hidden.
I am not hidden, and that is a 19.
Hits.
All right.
2 piercing.
That's going to be 3.
And you ignore 3 points of armor, right?
Yep.
That guy dies.
All right. Can I fire, now that I have a launching blade, fire my offhand attack at this guy right here?
Mm-hmm.
And is that going to be still... I still use an attack. I don't use a coordination for...
No, that's still an attack.
That is... 15... 19... 23 to hit.
That hits. 3 damage?
That one was only going to do 2, right?
2. Oh, yeah, you're right. But that is still enough, and because it still ignores armor.
Okay.
Oof, these guys just got freaking mollywhacked. All right, I've only got one other guy. He's going to try to get his pound of flesh from V before he inevitably dies. All right, V. Braun, defend.
16.
And you defend the first one. He's going to try to make one more slash at you. This one's a 19 to hit.
I rolled a 23.
Nothing. Jensen kills this guy with his turn. Just one quick slash from his sword, and he brings that guy down. You're noticing over here, Durasane, you're noticing that the sleeping guy is like waking up because of the noise. And he looks like he's getting ready to rush to the front door.
I'll just like be waving to get Jensen's attention now that he slashed down that guy.
Yeah, he'll move up 10 inches to here. What are you waving for? And then he'll kind of like duck down and kind of readjust himself back that way. Okay. This guy comes out the door. Man, he rolled terribly on his wake-up rolls. All right, that's all he can do for his turn. Who's up?
I think it's
Max or Durasane.
Oh, is that not Durasane's turn to signal?
Yeah, that was just communication.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, Max, what do you want to do? Very interesting.
I mean, it can throw rocks at him.
You can just watch if you want.
Yeah, I mean, if they seem to have it,
All right, Max passes. his
he'll be
turn.
ready. He'll be ready to chuck a couple rocks if it seems like this guy's giving him trouble.
Durasane?
I mean, same, except I'm not going to be able to throw rocks.
All right, top of the order.
Well, that's the great thing about rocks. Anyone can throw.
Who would like to go?
Well, since we're all just not going to do anything, then I'll also not do anything. I'm just kidding. I'll run up and pick up my blade that I launched off right here.
Yeah, pull it out of the guy.
Pull it out of the guy, and then finish my movement over here and take a swipe at that guy that's fighting me. So he's free to move. That is 6. That's a 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20.
That hits. You absolutely bring him down. This last lizard guy is gonna fucking rush you, though. And
Me or car 10?
Yeah, he's gonna rush Guard 10. Alright, Guard 10.
Yep.
Brawn or agility and defend against a 13.
Cool. Agility defense. He got me.
Oh,
never mind.
really?
No, he didn't. I forgot my +4 on my agility.
Alright. Well, that is his turn.
That's a 14 to dodge.
Go for it, V.
Yeah.
Finish the poor guy off.
This guy off. I'll like kick his legs out from under him, and then if he's not down by that, I'll drop down onto him. It's a 21 to hit. Or no,
That hits. That
29 to hit.
does knock him off of his feet, but he is still up.
It was a 29 to hit,
Mhm.
or 25 to hit. I mean,
Oh, actually, yeah, that's gonna crit.
Crit.
That takes
Alright.
him out.
That was Car.
Oh. Yep, you just killed Car.
oh no!
He looked like a lizard. And the trees and the buildings in this area of the city quiet. What would all of you like to do?
Can I look in this building?
Yeah, I would take a closer look at the one I'm at now.
For it. You want to go in there?
Yeah, I'd go in.
Go ahead and make a wisdom and study test for me. Were you checking out the building that you were in?
I was gonna check out, this building that looked like they were
Wisdom
taking
study.
barrels from.
The target number of 10. Wisdom study against a target number of 15 for you, Drastic.
Are you guys cool with me using momentum? Because I would have to roll max to get a 10.
I'm cool with that.
Max will go look around with you too.
With me?
Yeah, it would be.
Does that give me help, or does that mean we both roll against the 10?
He can choose to assist, which would make it easy for you, or he can roll his own.
Are you good at wisdom study? Because I'm not very good at wisdom study.
You have to have at least one rank in a skill to help with it, though.
Oh,
I have one rank in each, I believe.
You should just roll your own separates.
yeah. I was gonna say I can't help you, so yeah. I'll use. How many momentum do we have left?
2.
2. No,
It's
I'll
endless,
save it.
really, though, if you think about it.
Only if you send it back to me.
That's not true. Usually, if like 10 minutes go by and I have all of them, I just give you one back automatically.
That's fair. No, I'll save the momentum for if Dare needs it for his higher check. I rolled a 4. Glad I didn't waste momentum there.
You find about
I got a
a
7.
dozen. You find about a dozen of the barrels. As you're looking around amongst the barrels, you also find what looks like a key. It looks like it belongs on the curator's keychain that you guys found in that other side room.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
What did you get in the other house?
A 6.
You don't find much of note. There are a lot of like basic like stone weapons and such, and there's like light and medium armors technically in here that somebody could put on if they wanted. There's rations of food. You do find at the back of this building, you find some of like the set wood, like from the museum for like the fake walls for the town and stuff, and you do find a door that looks like it leads to another curator's closet, but it's locked.
Seeing those guys at the other building, and Jensen just sort of standing out in the middle, I'll wave Jensen over. Jensen, I found another door. I'm going to try and open it.
I'll watch your back.
And then I'll try and pick the lock.
Target number is going to be 21.
You mean it doesn't have to be a 21?
Oh, I said it's
I'm
gonna
okay
be.
if you lower it, Chris.
Thanks, Josh.
We did find a key to.
What would it be? I don't think
This
I
is a matter of
picked the
pride. It
lock.
doesn't matter if you found a key outside or.
I didn't know we found a key.
It's true, you don't.
That is true.
Okay, so I get to use my wits instead of agility. So I can technically hit a 21.
You want to use momentum?
Should I use momentum, guys?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Sure. Momentum.
It's an 18.
Nope. That's a 6.
Are the rest of you gathering at the main house that he was looking at?
Yeah, if I didn't find anything in there, I would have started heading there.
Alright.
Yeah.
Or wait, you said this was another building, right?
Which, oh yes, technically that is another building.
I'll go inspect that building since I don't think anybody looked around in it yet.
Okay. As you guys reach your new locations, you can roll Wisdom Study. For that building you're looking at, Josh, target number is a 10.
Okay.
For the building, the main building, it's a 15. So Max, you could roll in the main building if you want. You could as well, sir.
I got a
Jim's
6.
not going to roll because he can't hit that.
I don't think I could hit it.
I got a 10.
Okay.
You
You
could
do
roll
find
for a
something that
partial.
he didn't find. You find a note. It is telling them to move the barrels from here on the carts around back up to the tallest. It says move everything to the tallest ritual site. When you do look out back, you see that there's some carts. One of them has like 6 of the barrels already loaded in it, and there is a path that is leading northwards in the city and also upwards in Gradient.
Are the cultists wearing matching tracksuits or cloaks or anything?
Not really. Most of them are just naked once they're lizard men.
So we can't disguise ourselves as lizard men. I mean, we could, but
You could.
we'd have to turn into lizard
I
men.
mean,
You have to purposely
I don't
transform
think Car
yourself.
could.
That's true. Car did seem to be immune to the poison.
We could always skin a lizard man and then just wear its skin to blend in.
That's a bit vicious, no?
I feel like it would lose its color.
That was an off-colored joke.
Mhm. Did I find anything in the other house? I rolled a 6.
You did not. But all of you would see the door that he found once he points it out to you. To the closet. To a curator's closet. It actually says curator's closet on a placard on the door.
Yeah, I'll-
I could not
That
get
is-
this lock open.
let me try. I'll walk up to the door and just boot to door, try and break it down.
Okay. That's a brawn in athletics versus 21.
Not going to use this key, huh?
I didn't know we had a key.
I thought you watched Max find the key.
Oh, did I? Maybe. I don't know. I'm
We're
fine
together at
with
the
that.
He is using
I got-
his key, okay?
I got a 21.
A 21?
Yeah.
You break in the curator's door. Well, that seems like a bit much. You literally found the key.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Camera pans to Max standing right behind V, holding up the key expectantly.
I'm charging you for that door repair next time you come by the museum.
There
I
will
don't-
not be a
oh.
next time, but okay.
That's what they all say.
Well, and
Entering
so
the
far
curator's
they've been right.
closet.
No, they have not left yet.
That's true. Hopefully they weren't the ones being sacrificed.
We saved a couple of them.
No, that's sweet. Truly, truly sweet. Hopefully those big hearts of yours won't get you killed by the end of the night.
I do not have a heart.
Mine's already dead.
Inside of the room, you guys see kind of this like metal rack with some supplies and repair things, the old drilling equipment, the turn-based drilling equipment they use to set up the sets. Additionally, there's some scattered and broken exhibit pieces that look like they're trying to repair them or recover them because they were found in pieces at archaeological sites. Additionally, inside of the curator's closet, go ahead and make wisdom or wits and study tests for me. Those of you that are looking around. The highest target number is a 15.
I got a 7, so.
I also got A7.
12.
I got an 8.
Oh, okay. You do find a couple things while you're in there. Pretty much all of you find an exhibit piece that's sitting off to the side. It is in a glass case with a plaque that says High Priest's Snakeskin Cloak. And underneath it says, claimed to have had magical properties.
Max would like to confirm these magical properties.
Yeah, you pull out the dragon shard and you run it over from the other side of the glass, and it does indeed glow. Additionally, all of you find a case that, when you open it, has several like brown, sludgy concoctions in it. Most of them look like whatever they once were. They are now just kind of like a dead liquid. Like maybe they were once some kind of potion, but now they've just given way to time and they're useless. But there is one inside that appears to be of a very similar liquid to the gooey green liquid that was in the barrels. And it says, it's got like a little paper label over the cork that when you unroll it between your fingers, you see it says Transformation Potion, GS.
Garden snake.
My, I wonder what this could possibly transform one into. V, would you like to try?
No, I don't think they work very good on me. I didn't even kind of feel like turning into a lizard, and you almost went full lizard.
Yes, well, not one of my finer moments.
Well, you did prevent yourself from going full lizard, and that was pretty fine in my opinion.
I'm gonna
I
take
appreciate
the
that.
vial
Hey, Jensen?
if nobody's opposed. I'm just gonna reach
You're
for
gonna
it.
Go
grab
for
it. Just pocket it for later.
Okay. The transformation potion?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do while you were in the curator's closet?
Those were the only two things we found, right?
Mm-hmm. The cloak is in a glass case, though. You would need to like break into it or unlock it.
Done.
If we want that, V, I believe you have the key for this as well.
You got it. I'll pull back and punch through the glass.
You pull back. You aim down at the glass. Go ahead and roll a brawn in athletics. The target number is 21.
Oh, 17.
17. I want you to describe for them how you react as your fist rebounds off of the glass and your arm snaps at the elbow joint and just breaks.
Does V really feel that much pain?
It's up to you. He definitely feels some level of pain. He's not like immune to pain.
Right. I
He
imagine
can definitely take this like a champ if you want, but
yeah, I imagine his pain reflexes aren't super great, but he'll go, fuck, ow, and then he'll try and just like pull his arm to like try and reset the bone if it's like that broken.
Sure, make a wits coordination test against a target number of 15.
Okay, I can't pass that.
You go ahead and roll for me. See how bad you do.
Four.
Okay. I want you to describe to them how you react as you're twisting your arm around and it just comes off and falls on the ground.
That is not unusual for me. He'll just go, fuck. Well, I guess this makes it easier to set, and he'll kind of like have his arm stand up so that it's pointing towards it.
So when you look over at this happening, Thurasane, you can tell that this is not like something he's just going to be able to set back into place. Like you're going to need to like sit down and like put the bone shards back together in his arm. Like he's got a broken arm.
Well, take that with us. I don't think we have time to reattach your arm right now.
He can reattach it, but it's just gonna like swing around like uselessly.
Can he use one from the lizard man?
No,
In theory, I suppose, but that's not a great idea.
yeah, I'll be fine. It's okay. I'll just have my arm crawl up and sit on my shoulder, I guess.
Okay.
While this is happening and they're evaluating the arm, Max will just sidle up to the glass case and try the key.
The key that you found?
Yeah.
It opens the case.
Why would that open
Max
the
just-
door and the case?
Security.
It didn't open the door. It was only the case key.
No,
Yes, I suppose we'll never be able to tell now. I suppose we'll never be able to tell now whether it actually opened the door, but we do seem to have a reliable primary source.
That was very smart.
I was told I had the key.
I thought you did.
Me too.
So when you
pat him on the shoulder.
are you rocking your eyesight right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's primal magic. Does the eyesight tell you specifically what something does? I can't remember. Depends on what.
Let me double check.
Strength you do it at, I think.
I can identify the details of its magical nature, such as its stats if it's a magic item, or effects if it is an enchantment.
All right. So if somebody's wearing this cloak, they become immune to poison damage.
Oh, hey. Any way of telling if that would also make them immune to transformations from poisonous gases?
You're pretty sure it would in this case.
Max will put on the cloak.
Okay. Additionally, when you study the potion that he grabbed, drinking the potion turns you into a giant snake for 1 hour. While you are a giant snake, you retain your mind and soul attributes, but you gain the giant snake's body attributes from its stat block. Additionally, you have only the benefits and abilities on the snake stack block while you are the snake. You lose all of your normal character features. You're basically like the monster stat block. Okay? Now, it lasts an hour, or it lasts until you reach the snake's wound threshold, then you turn back into yourself.
Neat. Max will give the Durasne the gist of the snake potion. And while he's doing that, he takes off his cape and he folds it up, takes off his hat, sticks the cape into the hat, puts the hat back on, and then puts on the shaman cloak. And does a sort of like pose with it. And he's like, I suppose if I might need to take the hem in here a bit, and perhaps might not prefer quite so many scales, but I suppose this will do.
I didn't give him this magic item, guys. He took it, so this one's on him.
You look very nice.
I assume that does something beneficial, or you would not be wearing it.
My dear doctor, what makes you think I can't simply appreciate good fashion when I see it?
Well, you were just insulting it a second ago.
And it is rather gross.
Yes. Well, it also has the slight side effect of preventing one from being non-consensually transformed into a snake. So,
useful, yes.
Indeed. You're welcome to borrow it, should you have need.
Well, I think our friends who are up close would be the most benefited from it, but that's just me.
They should be fine without it.
Well then, I suppose, Mr. Jensen, if you feel you are in particular danger, I suppose you are welcome to borrow it as well. Though try not to put your arms too forcefully through the sleeves. There is right here. There's a seam that seems to be fraying.
We'll call it from the hip when we need it.
Yes, Max, you wear it. If anybody else desperately needs it, more than you at that moment, then hand it over.
You just telekinesis it onto him.
He will say, "Oh, I can do much better than that, my dear V." And he will tap his cane on the ground with one hand and tap himself on the shoulder with the other, and the cloak will teleport onto Jensen.
Now that's useful.
And then he'll say, yes, it does look all right on you, I suppose. You're a bit bigger than its previous occupant. Not referring to myself, of course. And he'll sort of like reposition it slightly on Jensen's shoulders and then onto himself, and then just tap his cane to the ground again and teleport it back onto himself.
You're always so full of neat tricks. Now, we climbing this hill and stopping this ritual?
I suppose.
Only way is forward. Jensen points back at the road where you guys came from, and you see the creeping shadows.
Well, there's no going back that way.
I don't think so now.
But
what's the worst gonna happen? The snake comes out, we'll just fight it.
Well, I believe one of us is the snake. We
What?
have the potion.
I hadn't even thought of that. So wait, you're saying this whole thing, this whole shebang won't even go off if we just don't drink the potion we found?
Well, it might go quite differently if we don't.
Interesting.
Unless they have another potion, I suppose.
Yeah, what if they got some potions so they can turn their commandants into snakes? And then one of them turns into the giant snake. The giant snake, I mean.
Well, the story says there is one.
And I'm gonna stay of it.
True, but we have a potion to turn into a second one if one of them turns into one.
Wait, so you're saying that we could fight a snake as a snake and have like a snake battle?
You know,
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty cool.
If it comes to that,
Snake on snake
I'll
violence.
drink the potion.
Makes sense. You only got one useful arm now. You can
Agreed.
do a lot with that arm, though. I've seen you.
Oh yeah, it'll still beat people up. It's fine.
Just use the arm as a club.
I mean, I can control it freely. I can just have it
The
punching
arm
people.
uses itself as a club.
Question: do you guys want to take the cart full of barrels with you, or you just want to start going up the hill?
I was wondering about that too. I mean, what if we hid inside the barrel, empty the barrels and hide in them, and then have one of us push it?
But none of us are lizard men, so we still.
One of you might be able to look like a lizard man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start skinning a lizard. Hold on.
I mean, he knows a bunch of magic tricks. Ask him if he can do it.
Can you turn Jensen into a lizard?
At least look like one.
Max. Max died. They're asking you if you can use magic to make somebody look like one of the lizard men so everyone else can hide in barrels in the cart.
I'm not quite sure that's something I could accomplish. Let me see. I could... he'll sort of flip through his pocketbook a bit. Say, all right, let's see. I could obscure someone from view. I could create an image of a lizard. I could make someone smell like a lizard. I have somewhere around here, I have a pair of costume fangs if you'd like. And he'll rifle through the pockets of his vest.
Can you make an image of a lizard move?
He'll frown and flip through his book some more as I consult my own spellbook.
Jesse's like, I don't know. I should read this power. I think that you could. You wouldn't actually be making the person who's pushing the cart look like a lizard, but you might be able to use that to like make a lizard appear in the same spot to attempt to like mask them.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Car is going to start emptying barrels so that
you can find barrels that haven't been filled with the stuff yet.
I'll roll some of those over to the cart then.
Jensen is not going to fit in one of these barrels. He's going to have to like hot duck down behind the barrels.
Maybe he can
pretty
push
strong,
it.
though.
Can he like get underneath the cart and hold on to the bottom
He's
of it?
pushing the cart. Let's be real. He's the one that the illusion's going to go over.
Max can make the image of a lizard and make it move.
Okay. I think the rest of you could feasibly fit in one of these barrels if you folded yourselves up, because V isn't actually that big. He's just really strong because of his powers, correct?
Yeah.
He's kind of like lithe, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very much so.
Car can remove your legs if you want.
True. And you can just put your hand in there. You don't have to worry about folding up that shoulder anymore.
We can put pieces of V in all the barrels, and then you guys throw the barrels, and then V is all over the next battle map.
He could actually do that because he has the feature that lets him control individual limbs.
Yep, I could theoretically do that.
Someday somebody is going to break the game with that feature somehow. All right, so the plan is... I
can already think of the one-man ambush in 5 different
Jensen's
locations.
going to push the cart. He's going to put the cart harness on, and he's going to pull all of you. And you're going to make a lizard man illusion around him, and the rest of you are going to hide in the cart, correct?
Yep, car's pretty small. We'll just
is there anything you guys want to do before you start this? If not, I need agility coordination test from the group. It's going to be a group target number of 25.
All right, I'm good at these guys. Or do we want to use momentum just to be safe?
I'm not great at these. I don't know how anybody else is.
I'm okay at it.
I'm pretty good at it. I think we'll probably be okay.
Okay.
I have a plus 4 on my agility. So
I have that on my brawn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just roll unless we want to use momentum.
No, I think we're good.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled 8.
I rolled a 14.
think we've passed.
I rolled a
We
3.
made the other two.
But we might
Enjoy
crit.
those features tonight, by the way, because I'm definitely changing them.
Which feature?
I'm getting rid of all features that give attributes flat bonuses pretty soon.
That makes sense.
I just don't want people doing a bunch. I just don't want the extra math, honestly. That was a total of what?
I had 8.
I had a 14.
That's
14,
20,
8. I had a 6. Max 3.
22,
And whatever Jensen got.
28. Jensen doesn't count. He's just
Okay.
pushing the card. 28, 31. That is a crit. Wait, no, it's not quite a crit,
No,
unfortunately.
it's not a crit.
As the cart rolls up the hill with Jensen pushing it along, and all of you are hidden inside, you get closer and closer to this pyramid-like structure, and in the distance, you see the burning pyres of that green gas, and the cultists now, like 90% of them are lizard men. And from all the points, as you get higher climbing this hill towards this ziggurat, you can see the city in chaos in all sides of you. This first civilization of man in the history of this planet, reaching utter downfall due to this fanatical cult. Jensen manages to move all of you past the gates, and he finds a quiet, dark spot outside the main ziggurat body to park the cart. And as all of you look around for the most opportune way inside the ziggurat, I think we should take our break. As all of you climb out of your hidden spot, the guards, having not noticed you, having snuck all the way past their area over here, and come up and around the temple, I want all of you to describe to me how you react as the ground at your feet starts to tremble, and then the stonework of the temple starts to crack and break.
Like there's an earthquake going on?
Yes. It feels like the epicenter is from within.
We should be clear.
You see some of the guards on the outside of the building running as pieces of stone start to come off of the building and tumble down over the roadway. This map represents like the larger city. A range band on this map is like 3 inches.
Okay.
So
Are we in danger from the tumbling stone?
You guys are kind of like having to actively move, but I'm not making you roll checks. I more just want to kind of get your guys' reactions to this thing.
I'll just start getting clear of the building, so don't
Same.
get hit by anything.
Yeah.
And then I want you to describe to me how you react as the form of Drakulu rises from within.
I don't think
That was-
you were the giant snake.
So, Durasane,
Yep.
as you check this thing, let's see. You're guessing. Sorry. You're guessing this thing is probably, when it's like moving around as it's breaking out of this building, you're guessing this thing is probably generally sitting at like a height of around 60 feet because it is a snake. You're guessing that this thing is probably a couple 100 feet long and weighs obviously like quite a bit, like several tons.
Makes sense.
It has this vibrant scaling that flashes between orange and yellow and red and purple and green. And it has these like feather-like qualities growing off of it amongst its scales, especially closer to the top of its head. And it lets out this roar that has this kind of like concussive shattering effect, like literally blowing the tarps off of buildings and knocking down their wooden posts. As the chaos of this city reaches its zenith, all of you need to come up with a plan.
Are we trying to stop this thing, I guess?
I really do not like this museum.
I look at Jensen. You are the expert in these matters, no?
Sword and say, I don't got a plan. Maybe we can use the environment of the city to aid us somehow. Set up a trap. I don't know. Anything. We need to spread out. See what our options are.
I must say, the phrase giant snake did not quite do this creature justice.
That's true. One of us could turn into a giant snake as well.
Here, give me the potion. I'll turn into a giant snake.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty hurt from the last fight anyway.
We should look for additional weaponry. Perhaps explosives.
Yeah, we could look around for anything that might have an explosive effect or something heavy we could drop on it.
Well, perhaps we could use the fact that it seems to do considerable architectural damage all on its own against it. If we could lure it into areas with the towers and things like that could potentially be collapse if it were to run into them, perhaps enough of those would cause it some serious harm.
I like that idea better than no idea.
It just broke out of a building that was crumbling on it.
Yes, well, if you have ideas about how to harm it, I'm all ears.
Maybe we should look for a tower with something pointy at the top.
That would be ideal.
I was thinking maybe I'd climb it and start punching it in the eye.
I thought you were turning into a snake.
Yeah. Maybe save the
Biting it in the eye.
It's like breaking out of the temple now.
Can we clear
As you
this
guys
water?
are just having this discussion.
Can we jump over this water here?
You can't jump over it. You can swim
you
across
drop?
the bay.
I don't think I can swim. Maybe
how-
no.
Yeah, you can. You're strong enough to carry your own weight.
How wide is the water?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty wide. It's like multiple range bands.
I think we
More
tried
than
to
two?
clear it.
It's actually exactly one range band at the shortest point.
Okay, that's fine.
Mine must not be measuring in inches, because I thought you said it
Probably
was
not.
3.
Yeah, it is. It's 3 inches.
How do you change to inches?
You scroll over the ruler, and if it says cm, change it to inches. Grid. Alright.
Alright. I say we clear the water.
Jensen is going to...
I don't have a ruler.
Jensen's going to head this way and see if he can get into the broken temple and see if there's anything useful there.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna clear the water and search for something too. So Car just dives in and starts swimming across.
Going a
Find
little bit
something.
more this way. And he literally starts picking up people and like consuming them. Alright, where's everybody else heading?
I'll trade my arm for the giant snake potion, Dare. I'll send my arm with you to protect you, and then I'll down the snake potion if you give it to me.
You're going to lose all of your features while you are the snake, just so you know. So you won't be controlling that arm anymore. It's just going to flop to the ground uselessly.
Oh,
No, I'll be carrying it.
I'm gonna say if I just keep it on me when I transform, will it just transform with me then?
Yeah, as long as you like shove it up to the broken part.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I'll do that. If
Or you can
just
have him
give
like
a
pack
potion.
you away, so you're still with him when you go back.
Yeah, I'll just hold it up.
Max will say, "A second giant snake certainly seems like a good way to get this one's attention. Try to keep it busy, and once we find something worth knocking over on it, we'll try to signal you so you can bring it in that direction."
Sounds good.
Hopefully you're not identical.
Hopefully they are identical. What if he's like a little tiny snake?
I'm
Well,
hoping
he'll
we're the
at
same
least be a
size.
giant snake.
It would be beneficial if we could tell them apart.
That's true.
I'll be the only one that acts intelligently and isn't eating people.
Well, if you are fighting it and it is fighting you, neither of you will be eating people.
I'm sure we can figure it out. It'll be fine.
Just make sure you wink or something.
Deal.
Alright, you turn into a giant snake?
Yeah.
Max is going to teleport across the water as he drinks the potion to be out of the way.
Max, when you get over there, go ahead and make a wisdom study test against a target number of 8.
Okay.
Jensen rolled a 6. He didn't find anything outside, but he has found a way to get in and see the ritual chamber, so he is heading in towards the ritual chamber. And you can see him, like, as he's moving in there, he's, like, fighting some of the lizard men off, but he's taking them down so far anyways.
I got a 6.
A 6? So you do notice that off to the side, there's this, like, large crane that has, like, a curved, like, construction hook. And it looks like they were attempting to fix a collapsed building with it over here.
Nice.
Additionally, you do notice that in here there's like this side room where there's a bunch of stored weapons like you found earlier. So there's like bows in there, like big pikes and swords, that kind of thing.
Do any of the people of the city look like they're trying to arm themselves, or are they all just
Some
like
of the ones that are still humans are, but like a lot of them are there's basically like chaos amongst the lizard men. Some of them are fighting each other. A lot of them are hunting down humans because humans are weaker, and they're basically like attacking them like rabid animals. There are some groups of humans that you can see that look like they're trying to organize, but they're not doing it very successfully at the moment. Perhaps something you can help with.
Mm-hmm.
This combat, it doesn't have like a hard turn order yet. This is kind of like you're in a Godzilla attack on a city, so.
Okay. I'm going to try to catch up with Max.
Okay, yeah, you can jump in.
And then move with him over to the weapons cache and the crane.
Yeah, the crane is like over here.
Yeah. I assume that's where we're headed.
There's a weapon. The weapons cache is like down there. What are V? Oh, V, you turned.
Uh-huh.
And then it is turning to look at you in surprise. And
I just hope that you didn't turn into a girl.
Durosne, what do you want to do? You haven't really done anything other than talk. Come on, you said you don't like this museum. It's literally giving you a kaiju fight, bro. How can you not love this museum?
Run to keep an eye on Jensen, but as best I can, but also want to stay outside and keep my eye on V and the other giant snake.
You can see as Jensen brings down one of the lizard men, you can see that the room that he's heading into is full of these like broken stone pathways where there's these pits of like these writhing snakes. And you can see at the end of the pathway, you can see Jensen's peering. And he's like looking at like how to try to get through the pathway because it looks like there's a pedestal with some kind of book on it, and there's also like beyond that there's some kind of like pyred ritual site that's still burning.
I'll take one last look at V and then run in after Jensen.
Okay. Chris is like, there's a puzzle in there. All right. All right. The snake moves this one, shifts over, and it's gonna move in, and it's gonna start this fight. You know. So, as the snake, your brawn is increased by 4.
So 8.
Yes. And your
How
agility is increased by 1.
3.
Your other stats remain the same. Your unarmed attacks can do your choice of piercing or poison, and their damage is 5. You have
Okay.
two of them. Additionally, I'm gonna say that additionally you keep specifically features that give you bonuses to grappling because as the snake you can still grapple really well.
Sweet. That's what I was hoping for.
All right. This guy's gonna move in. He's just gonna test you with a big ass bite, though.
So that means I have 16 health right now?
Yes. Your wound threshold is 16.
Yeah, wound
you have
threshold
no wounds
is 16.
right now. Okay.
All right. You said he's attacking me?
He's gonna bite you. He got a 23 to bite you. Oh, and your armor is 3 while you're the snake. Just so you know.
Okay. I did not get a 23.
Okay. His bite deals 7 piercing damage.
Okay,
So 4 would go through you, and it also allows him to automatically succeed on a grapple. And he is going to swing you around with his second attack and slam you into that building. I need another brawn defend from you.
And I don't get my feature that lets me add my brawn to any of my brawn rolls.
No. But he only got a 9, so
13.
13. Okay, so he does slam you into this building, but you don't take damage and you don't fall prone. You just like rise back up. And he basically just used you to break that whole building down. So there's like
Nice.
people inside that are like screaming as your body crushes them, and this is just like chaos. Why don't you go ahead and go, and then we'll get to the groups that are having to watch this shit while they
do stuff. Yeah. I will. Can I just attempt to counter grapple?
Yeah, sure. You want to try to like constrict him?
Yeah.
Hold him in place?
Yeah.
Up. Alright. Go ahead and roll.
So he's got difficulty then.
You have difficulty as well. I'm gonna say that
Okay.
that feature is just washing.
Yeah. Seems. I rolled a. Do I still get my bonus to attack rolls?
Not if it's not from a grapple feature.
It's from the. Okay. It's
Oh.
From the Pugilist
Yeah,
feature.
yeah. No, you do not get that.
Okay. Then I rolled a 12.
A 12? Okay. I rolled a 13, so unfortunately, you didn't get there.
I did
It
not.
fights you off. You can do a second attack, though.
I'll just try and bite him this time.
Okay. Just gonna roll again.
19.
Yeah, that succeeds.
Sweet.
It's
5. I'll do. I'm gonna assume
piercing
he's
or
a.
poison.
I'm gonna assume that he's immune to poison, being a giant snake, and I'm
Might
gonna
be
go
right.
piercing.
Yeah, that deals 1 wound of piercing damage to him. As the two of you are locked in combat, you definitely are feeling like you can't take him without assistance.
Yep.
He's like you're a giant snake. He's like a ginormous snake. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Which group do we want to go with? Group in the streets or group in the temple?
Let's go, Jensen.
Jensen's going to turn and he's going to look at you and he's going to say, Might be tricky getting over there. And then you hear a scream as the lizard man's running over, and he turns and he swings and he cuts across the lizard man to bring him down. A little bit less tricky now, but still, I don't like the idea of those snake pits.
Let's look around if there's any way to avoid them.
So as the ground is shaking, the parts of the floor that are walkable without having to fall into the snakes that are crawling between the stone are like shifting around back and forth. There isn't really like a clear way on the ground, at least, to get across without having to do some like well-timed jumps. Jensen will look to you and say, I could try tossing you. But don't ask me if I've got a plan to get you back.
That sounds terrible, but okay, let's go.
Yeah, and then he's gonna pick you up and he's gonna basically just run forward and then heave you through the air and toss you across the snake pits so you land over by the pedestal. Sorry if that hurt a little bit.
It's fine.
As you pull yourself to your feet, you hear a hiss as a lizard man comes around the corner towards you. And Jensen looks, and he goes, ah, shit. And he runs, and he leaps across the first snake pit, and then he's, like, shifting on the ground, getting ready to leap again. What do you want to do, though? Because it looks like he's not going to be able to get to you before the lizard man does.
I'm going to look around me. Do I see the ghosts that normally follow me? Are they here?
Yes, you do see the 8 pairs of eyes watching you.
I'm just gonna stare at them, waiting for the lizard man to do something.
Okay. The lizard man hisses and rushes forward and swings at you with one of his claws.
Well, then through the aggressive presence, I can use my reaction to have these spirits stun him upon him attempting to attack me.
Okay. Is there a roll for that, or is it just trigger?
Let's see. Presence that haunts you gains a reaction that it can take whenever another creature attacks or touches you. It deals 1 wound of necrotic damage to a creature, or it can stun instead.
Nice.
There's no roll associated to it.
It's pretty good. Who makes these goddamn features? All right. So you see Jensen looks up in surprise as he sees it stunned, and he says, "Yeah, just keep doing that. I'm gonna make it over there."
It wasn't me, but I'll try. I'm gonna look around at the pedestal, like as it's stunned.
Go ahead and make a wisdom study test.
Wisdom study, that is a 10.
So you find the book. It seems like some kind of religious text to you. It's very crudely put together, and it's in a language that you don't understand. Like it's a runic language. It seems to use mostly, like, it's not letters. It's like runes that are sketches of like animals. Mostly is what it seems like to you. So they must have like meanings behind them, but you're not sure what they are.
Some sort of hieroglyphic.
Yes, exactly. You can also see that near the pyre there is a small hand pick that has a jade jewel on the end of it. It looks like it's some kind of sacrificial, like some kind of weapon that's used on sacrifices. Like they might line up the pick with their heart or their brain and then hit it on the end to take them out. But it's also like something you could swing with if you needed to. It definitely has like a strange glint to it, though. Like you feel like if Max was here, he'd at least be semi-interested in it.
For sure.
You're just getting that vibe from it.
I'll grab it for self-defense.
Yeah, you reach out and you grab it as you pick it up. When you look down at the snake pits as you're looking around that are in the cracks, it seems like to you they just like go down endlessly. It's very strange. And that green ambient light and haze is like cutting through the snake pits up into the chamber, like with like a very intense brightness. Like you really feel like you're at the heart of something right now. Additionally, around the pyre, there's 4 pillars that are each sculpted like snakes out of the ground, and all of them seem to have at least what looks like 1 glowing rune on them. You're not sure what they are, though. You need to get a closer look. You probably need time to study them, which means you might need to deal with this lizard guy first.
His assistance would be nice, Jensen.
I'm on my way.
I'm gonna start running towards, as soon as I can, one of the first pillars to get a look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's cut across to the street. The 2 of you, what would you like to do?
So you mentioned that there was a crane, and then there's
a crane
weapon
right here by this broken building, and then there's like a weapons depot in here. It does have some pretty big like pike, like spears in it that look like they might allow you to do something to it.
Okay.
Set them up, or even just use them in your hands. But
I might start gathering those. Maybe we could use the crane to get me up to a height that I could throw them at it, or
the
something.
crane has like a big hook on the end of it. It's like a
Okay.
pretty sharp one too. They were using it to grab like and pull on pieces of this building to try to clear it.
Max, perhaps we could use the crane to attack it.
You know, in some respects, this reminds me of when my father took me fishing as a child.
I've never been fishing.
Well, the
What are fish?
I know.
well, the dimensions are traditionally much smaller, but it does require some form of prey, he says, looking at the giant snake, and some form of hook, he says, looking back at the crane.
He nods at you. Is the crane movable or it's stationary?
It is movable. It is on wheels, so you could push it somewhere, but it looks like it's pretty heavy. You might need to find something to pull it.
Okay. I'll start to scan for something if
when you're looking around the buildings, you do see back here there is a stable where there are a couple ox that are still tied up. They're like trying to pull away. They're kind of like freaking out.
All right, I'm going for him.
You know you're going to probably need to calm these things or hope that you're strong enough to pull them in the direction you want when you free them, because they're pretty freaked out right now.
Nothing is more calming than a monotone robot.
Max will accompany you to try to calm them.
Okay.
Alright, you guys move over here. They're like yanking and snorting at the post, and you can see it's like actively starting to pull out of the ground. How do the 2 of you want to approach them?
I have a friend. His name is Charles. He's like you. They can walk, but
they seem disturbed by him. They can tell he is unnatural.
Is there any like feed around for them or anything?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Max is going to gather up some of that, and then very slowly approach them, talking very calmly, and try to calm them down.
Make a charisma persuasion test for me.
I would love to.
This is going to be against a target number of 12.
Yeah.
Well, that's an 11.
An 11. Oof. Rough. Both of the oxes pull off of the post. One of them stops and starts to eat the food, and the other one runs off.
Well, I suppose I'll take a partial success over failure.
one is better than none.
Max pats the ox on its head. There. Not to worry, I'm afraid of snakes too. I don't blame you one bit.
Alright, you guys want to take him over to the crane?
Yeah, I'm following
Sounds
Max's
like
lead, so I don't scare
You
it
take
back.
him over to the crane and you attach him to the crane. It looks like it was designed to be pulled by 2 oxes, so you might want to help the ox by giving it a push from the back or something.
Yeah, I'll throw the javelins up onto this to the main part of it, and then I'll start pushing from behind. Well,
Okay. Where are you guys trying to push this crane to?
just down the street, so hopefully maybe
Trying to get like over here?
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of try and guess where they're going to end up eventually.
Roll a
Yes.
athletics, a brawn athletics. You are rolling with the ox, and the target number is going to be a 24. The ox
9.
contributed. The ox contributed a 17.
Oh,
That's
shit.
23. You just need Max to roll a 1.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
awfully high for me.
So between all of you, I will say that you make it. I'm going to use this as a marker. I'm going to say that you make it right here with it at this top area. When you reach this area with it, looking down this way, you guys can see another set of carts, like 2 or 3 of them, that all appear to be loaded with barrels. You're not sure what they are. One of them, though, has several torches on it.
Mm.
And then over here, this structure is a tower that has a pointed steeple at the top. So that is over here.
Right.
And the barreled carts are down here in the middle of the road. Okay?
Okay.
I'll mark
if
those
we-
spots.
If we see any people as we're moving the crane, I would try to direct them to what's left in the armory.
Make a charisma persuasion. It's going to be against a target number of 10. I'm going to say that this is difficult, actually, so it'll be a 13 standard. Just because of the language barrier.
Hey, exactly 13.
Okay,
Right.
so you get about a dozen people in as you're going by, and all of them come out with weapons, and they form like a little group that's like following you into this area.
Excellent.
They can only follow like basic commands because they don't really speak your language, but they might be useful to you if you try to direct them somehow. All right, we're gonna go back to the kaijus that are biting and snapping at each other, and this guy's gonna try to bite you again. He might even do it twice. He's feeling saucy.
Man, what a dick.
Come on, dude. You think your week was going to end with a giant snake fight?
Nah, I
This is
didn't.
awesome.
15.
15? Oh, God. You lock jaws with him and you, like, shove him back towards the ground. How do you want to respond to his attack?
Was that a critical defense?
No, you beat him by 1.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if he had like another attack coming.
No, we're kind of going rule of cool on this.
Gotcha.
We're just going to go back and forth for a couple of minutes before we switch to one of their groups.
Can I look around for like something that I can try and spike him on or something?
There's not a lot of rubble here, but there's lots of more rubble towards the center of the city. You might need to try to move him that way.
Okay.
First, you need to get him off of you. So, like, as you turn to survey the area, before you make your wisdom study, I want you to make a single like tail swing attack at him just to try to beat him off of you. It'll be unarmed and it'll do bludgeoning. We'll say.
Okay. 9.
You manage to smack him enough to get him to like release the lockjaw with you, and when you turn and swing back, you can see it looks like they've organized this group over here, and they're pushing this like big hook that's at around his head height. It's actually at around your head height, so he'll probably need to be pulled down or shoved down into it.
Okay.
But it definitely looks dangerous.
Okay. How far away is that?
For you, I'm going to say that you can move 6 inches because you're a lot bigger, but dragging him, you would be moving 3.
Right. Okay. Yeah, can I try and just like reach up and bite into him to grapple him that way?
Sure.
Uh, 18.
That is a critical.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's 10 piercing, which means he gets 6 wounds. And I'll say that you can drag him back to about here with that attack. Then he's going to swing his own tail up at you. So do a brawn defend for me.
Three.
3. That's a critical from him.
Yeah, I was hoping as much.
Which is, I think that's 12 bludgeoning wounds.
I am no longer a giant snake.
It shifts and turns as you detransform. Wow, that threw off the plan.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot. And it's looming through the rubble of this building. Its attention now turned to the group that you guys armed with the pikes.
Maybe
All right,
we can at least get the flaming.
let's go inside the temple, yeah?
Yeah.
Durasane. It's going to try to rush you again. Using the ability again?
Yeah, it doesn't have a limit, which it probably should.
Yeah, it seems a little strong. I made a note. All right, what would you like to...
I'm gonna leave this guy to Jensen, when he can get over here to assist. And
He does make it to the end by the end of the... He will body him for you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start looking over. You said there were like glowing runes on the pillars around?
Yes, there are.
I'm gonna get to the closest one and see what I can learn about it.
Go ahead and make a wits and study, and this does involve your particular brand of science, because it looks like this rune is some kind of like organ or body part. So if you have anything that would give you study, or you could actually use knowledge here. So if you have anything that would give you knowledge bonuses, you could use that.
My specialty is surgeries in medical practice.
I would say that I'm just saying that I think that this would trigger.
That would work.
Yes.
Okay. I get a +3 to a knowledge or a wits roll if it is involving my specialty.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'd get that. The target number for this is a 10.
Was this a knowledge you said?
Yes.
Then 13, including
13?
the +3.
It looks like to you that this rune is a depiction of a heart.
Like a human heart? Or just... I can just see that it is a heart.
It doesn't look necessarily like a human. It actually looks like not like a human heart depiction to you.
But it's
It must
got
be
all
some
the
kind of
bits
like
of a
animal heart. Yeah.
Okay.
You could move to the other pillar on this side if you wanted away from the combat and look at it too.
Yeah, I'll get a look at the next pillar. Next rune.
Go ahead. Actually, I'll just let you keep your roll. This one is looks like a feather.
Feather. Okay.
All right, we're gonna
Not
cut
sure
to the
what
street.
to do with that yet.
You have to figure it out. We're gonna cut to the street.
Question: is this
Yes.
uphill or downhill? Right here?
We'll say that going in the direction towards you guys is downhill.
Perfect. I'm gonna pop in my creator medallion.
Okay.
and then I'm gonna strike down the street towards the wagon down here.
He runs really fast this turn. Like his whole body gets like electrically energized in front of you when he grabs the medallion and activates it, and he takes off.
And my plan is just to get the wagon moving and hop on top of it and grab one of the torches, and hopefully it rolls.
Okay, you're just gonna try to get one wagon moving, or both?
There's more than one. I'm gonna try and shove both of them too.
Okay. It's gonna be a harder test if you shove both at once. Okay.
All right.
So it's gonna be a brawn and athletics, or sorry, yeah, it's gonna be a brawn and athletics, and the target number for 2 is gonna be 20.
Can I use a momentum?
Yeah, that'll drop to 17.
Or do you guys think we should save that for the hook 1-2?
How much momentum we have?
That would be the last one. I will have them all after this.
I'll just push one of them then. What's the difficulty if I just
Target
get one
number
hit?
if you just do one is 12.
I'll go for that one. I don't think that I don't want to fail on that.
Shove one of the carts.
And that
Second
is a brawn
there's
plus
a second.
athletics. You said
Yep, for 12.
that is no. I didn't get it moving.
Ugh. You start it forward, but it's not rolling down the hill yet.
Okay.
All right, Max, what are you doing? This group of guys that's around you, they start to like circle up, and they're like shouting at the snake and like stabbing their pikes in the air at it. And they've kind of drawn its attention for now.
Joke's on that snake. Mac's true power comes from having an audience.
Yeah, dude, you got to try to get this whole city to rebel against it. That's what you got to do.
Need to get V to help me push this one.
You can use your turn to like try to direct them to do things for you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Are there
I feel
still...
bad that I bothered Josh so hard.
I know. I just had, my RNG luck. It was guaranteed I was going to get crit at some point.
Rough times. It's just during the snake fight. Too bad.
I know.
Sad. I should have given the snake a bunch of extra health. That's what I should have done. It's on me. All right, what are you trying to do, Max? What are you asking?
Are there still weapons left that don't have people using them?
Yes.
Okay. Max is going to try to organize some of the... He's going to just, like, eyeball it, try to pick out some of the people who look more leaderly, and try to organize them to go out into the city and get more people armed.
Okay. You have 12 people. How many people do you want to send out into the city?
Let's say 6.
Okay. Yeah, you send them out, and they kind of get the gist from your hand signals that they need to go try to find people to give arms to, and they even take some extra weapons with them.
Perfect.
And the other 6 are still kind of like standing there, like waiting for orders, like trying to harry it with their pikes.
How hard does this crane look to operate?
I mean, you've got to figure out how to either swing the hook now or get it to like fall onto the hook.
Yeah,
because you don't have him to like try to like shove it onto the hook anymore because he got fucking deformed.
I'm gonna get V's attention and try to give him the gist of the plan.
Because V is pretty strong. You move one arm.
So what do you need me to do, Jesse?
Well, the plan is slightly different now that you're not a snake, but we're trying to we're trying to hook the snake with the crane hook.
Yep.
So
Max is just trying to do that.
Yeah, Max is just trying to give V that impression and then get him.
V, you're part of their initiative this round. Because you're supposed to the street now.
Okay.
Actually, while V's thinking about that, can I make a check to see if I can spot or am aware of any like vulnerable points on the snake?
Yeah, definitely. Make a wits study test.
I can do that.
Highest target number is going to be 12.
Well, I got a 1 on one of my dice, so I got a 4.
A 4? Okay, well, here's what you can tell. You can tell that the plated scales, they lessen around the muzzle, in the face, and, like, the eyes. So it definitely might be possible to, like, try to trick this thing to bite down on the hook, too, and hurt it, or at least trap it for a little bit. Additionally, you notice that under the throat area, there is a missing scale.
Okay, I'm gonna try to point these things out to my 6 pikemen.
Okay. Yeah, they kind of get the gist of what you're saying.
Cool.
They continue to kind of stay in front of you. All right, V, what are you doing?
Okay. How hard would it be for me to get up to the top of this crate?
To the top of the snake?
No, the crate.
Oh, well, it would take up. You'd probably get to the. How many range bands do you move?
2.
2. You could climb to the top of this crane with your whole turn.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do you want to get to the very top, or do you want to like get onto the hook, or do you want to try to like grab the hook?
So what my thought was is if I could like stand on top while pulling the hook up, so that I could try and like chuck it.
Okay, sure, yeah. You're like pulling the hook up, getting ready to try to like.
Yeah.
You've only got one arm. You've only got one arm though, so you're doing this all like one-armed, which is pretty gnarly.
Well, the other hand could like grab it while it's while I readjust my other one, because it's still active.
That's true. It can't really. It doesn't have
it's just
any
not
like
as
weight.
coordinated.
Yeah, it's trying to help.
Yeah,
but it has no like pull. Like it doesn't have very much weight of its own, so it'd probably be like really difficult for it to effectively do anything.
But it's trying. That's what's important.
Okay. The giant snake. It's going to attack the pikemen that are in front of you. And it's going to eat 4 of them, leaving you with 2. Then, it's going to swing its tail around, and I need you, Max, where you are on the ground, along with those 2 pikemen, to make agility defend tests.
Okay.
It is against a 12.
Oh, is this a situation where I can teleport away as a reaction?
Yes, it is.
Then I will do that.
Okay. You teleport away. You see one guy scream as he's kicked up like 18 feet in the air and then falls back down head first into the stone and dies, leaving like one pikeman like stumbling around in front of this giant creature as you port back to safety. That is its turn. Back inside the temple. Jensen basically uses his turn to take care of this guy for you. And as he slices him twice in the chest, he kicks out with his boot and sends the lizard man into the pit of snakes. And he's like screaming as the snakes pull him down below the ground.
Good work, Jensen.
I do what I can. I'm
Tell
looking
me what's
at
on
this.
that pillar.
Yeah, I'm looking at this rune over here. It looks like it's some kind of tooth or like a fang.
And I'll look at the last one. You said there were 4, right?
Yes, the last one looks like an eye. The pyre at the center of these pillars continues to just kind of smolder with flame. Jensen looks at you. Any ideas?
Heart, feather, tooth, and eye. Is that what was used to summon it?
Perhaps. I
Let's
don't
check.
see anything in the pyre, in the flame.
I'll go back and run to the book that was on the pedestal.
Okay.
Do I see symbols in the book that look like the runes that are glowing?
You do. Go ahead and make a wits study test for me. This is against a target number of 10. Oh, I used a momentum when I did that tail attack, so you guys get one back. Apologies, I was cheating.
7.
7. You do see them collected together. There's images of the pyre, but you're having trouble putting together what it all means because the language is very foreign to you. I ain't getting nothing from this book.
Carry it with us if you would. And I'm
He'll
gonna,
put it in his pack.
with the little pick I had, I'm gonna go over to the first pillar and just hold up the pick to the glowing rune and see if there's any reaction.
There isn't really a reaction. They both brighten a bit.
If I take it to the smoldering pyre, does anything happen?
You can like hold it in the flame and you can tell that it's heating up.
Nothing seems to happen though.
No like special magical reaction. It glows, so it definitely feels like there's some kind of connection in the magic that is inherent to both of the things. Now wait a minute. It's got each one of these things.
Yes.
So we just gotta take out all its eyes, pull out all its feathers, knock out all its teeth, and cut out its heart.
You did see how big it was. Perhaps
Yeah.
symbolically, I'll hold the pickaxe to Jensen. They are glowing. Perhaps it is giving it power.
Oh, you think maybe we destroy the pillars?
Or at least the rune that is glowing.
Try it.
Which,
Sorry.
I'll go. Well, you're the monster hunter. You'd strike at the heart first, yes? Try and take it down swiftly.
Yes, I suppose.
I'll run to the heart rune and try and swing the pickaxe since Jensen doesn't want to swing it, I guess.
I mean, he'll try it if you want. Sorry.
I mean, he's better at swinging things than me.
Okay. He'll take it and he'll swing it at the rune and you will see it strike and there's a flash of light and the end of the pick is like glowing very, very brightly. But it doesn't seem to like physically affect the rune or just destroy it.
I'm gonna check the book again. You said the symbols are in there.
Yes.
Which one appears first?
You
to
see
bottom.
them. The order is the fang, the feather, the eye, and the and the heart last.
Something happened.
Well, wait a minute. If you summon this thing, what if we tried collecting these things from it? Just not like all of them, like I said. Maybe just like one of each of them.
With the pig.
Maybe.
It is worth a try.
Are you staying here, or you want me to throw you back across?
Well, if someone needs help,
He just picks you up and he starts jumping across the pits as the two of you try to make your way back out. Let's cut outside. Snake Man. All right. It's going to shift and it's going to see you standing up by the hook. And because Max teleported away and it's not too scared of that last guy. I think it's going to try to bite you, dude. It's going to try to eat you.
Okay.
Do you want to try to like bait it into the hook?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try and bait it into the hook.
Okay. Go ahead and use your agility and defend. Because you're going to have to get out of the way.
That makes it worse. Okay.
Sure does. I mean, baiting it into the hook instead of just dodging was always going to be harder. You don't get the better effect at the same rate.
12.
12?
12.
Guess what?
What? I get bit?
Nope, you beat me. It sinks its mouth down and it catches the hook as you dive off. You do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall, but that doesn't really affect you because you're you. And it takes 5 points of piercing damage that ignore its armor. And it is currently grappled to the hook as it's struggling against the crane.
Nice.
It kind of swings out to here as it's like pulling to try to get away. So not a bad job. What do you guys want to do?
Can I try again to get that wagon going down
Sure.
the hill?
So target number 12.
That was 9.
Actually, no, it was 12. But a couple of the people that are still humans that were collected by one of the guys that ran off with weapons run over, and they're going to help you with pushing both of them at 20.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to stand on it. Is it
like terrified?
Is it like a regular wagons? Can I launch my grappling hooks to get it steering?
You can try it. Yeah, it's more like a wagon that's supposed to be pulled by an ox. So there's really no control. It's just going to jet down the hill.
Okay, so I don't need to ride down in it. We just need to get them going.
No, you just need to do a brawn athletics, and you need to have something if you want to light these things on fire.
Yeah, there's a torch on it.
There was a torch on it. You could grab it before you.
I'm going to grab the torch then for sure.
Okay.
All right, come on. 12. That is a 14.
14. Okay. The carts go flying down the hill, and I need you, if you want to throw that torch, to go ahead and make a agility attack.
Beautiful.
This is going to be against a target number of 12.
8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19. You light the barrels on fire, and because this is Hollywood fire, it explodes over the body of Dracula and Draculu. And Draculu takes, let's say there were 6 barrels in each, and it was 1 point of fire damage for each barrel. So it'd be 12 fire damage before armor.
Nice.
Remove 4. Yep, so 8 points of fire, 8 wounds from fire damage as it's screeching out in the air. I think that's your turn. V, you still have your actual turn, and Max, you have a turn as well.
And it's still hooked on the crane, right?
It is still hooked on the crane. The assets that were the explodable carts that have been used.
Can I try to rile up whatever pikemen I have left to try to stab its weak points?
You have about 6 guys that have returned with weapons. Some of them have bows, but yeah, sure, they'll charge forward and they'll start trying to throw their pikes at the weak point you pointed out. And one of them does sink one in for 5 points of damage, and then the other ones manage to hit some inconsequential spots. But you've got 6 guys back right now. And you can see there's another 6 guys coming this way.
I would like to try to turn the crane to try to pull the hook in deeper.
Okay.
Into its mouth.
I'm going to say that you need to do brawn and athletics for that, and it's going to be against him because he's kind of like pulling the other way from where it's stuck.
But this wouldn't count as grappling, huh?
No, I don't think so. You got a 20.
I got not a 20. I got a 18.
You were trying to pull against a giant fucking snake.
I was.
You managed to keep the hook dug in, so he is still trapped. But yeah, unfortunately, you don't hurt him anymore. Drive it any farther.
Okay.
The rest of you would see them coming out of the building as we start the next round. The snake is going to swing his tail out at the pikemen in front of you, and he smashes 3 of them. And then he is going to use his other deed to try to pull off of this hook. I'll let you, if you would like, pull against that to try to keep it trapped as a reaction.
I would like to do that, yeah.
He got a 12 because I rolled.
Brawn athletics again, you said?
Yep.
I got a 19 on the dice. Plus 4 is 23.
You keep him trapped to end his turn.
Is that a crit?
You got a what? A
23?
No, it was 1 away from a crit, unfortunately.
Oh, I thought you said it was I thought you said 12. Damn.
No, that was a 13. All right. Everyone is in the streets now, so all of you act together, and it is your point in the round because Draculu is gone. What would people like to do? Jensen is gonna fucking just double move.
I'm gonna attempt to do the same thing. I'm just fishing for snake here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get over there too. I want to be able to use my launching blade to see if I can target one of the vulnerable spots by swinging up on the crane.
You got a 16 this time. Against
I
you.
got a 18.
Okay. You dig it in deeper. I'm going to say that this deals another 5 piercing damage. And now it's like fully caught in the mouth. It's going to have to use both its actions to try to pull out.
Sweet.
Alright.
It usually takes me all of my actions to try and pull out, too.
Jeez Louise.
Alright. After you move, I'm heading up that way.
About 6 more pikemen join, so now you've got like 9 guys. Who would like to do something?
I would. Can I get all the way up here?
What's your, how many arrangements do you move in a turn? In a move?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get up there.
Alright, I'm gonna haul ass up here and see if I can grapple up onto the crane.
He gets 12, so he gets all the way down here.
Oh.
You want to grapple up to the crane?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try to fire at one of the vulnerable spots.
Sure. Where do you want to shoot it?
You said there was one underneath its scale?
Underneath its neck. That's kind of like pulled down now, though, so you probably want to just fire from below.
Okay, well then I'll stay on the ground and fire from below.
Alright, go ahead.
Getting her?
He got a 4.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22, alright. That sinks into the vulnerable spot. How much damage does that do?
That does 3 damage.
3 damage, and it is unarmored, so it's 3 wounds to Draculu. As Jensen's running down, he looks at everyone and he says, alright, we need an eyeball, we need its heart, we need a fang, and we need a feather!
Okay.
Alright, Max, you've still got a turn. Duasana, you still got a turn.
Max is gonna give his guys another. I don't know if speech is quite right since there's a language barrier, but very rousing series of gesticulations and shouting and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, what do you want them to do?
Are there any? Does the snake have any obvious like open wounds that are reachable from the ground?
Yeah, it's definitely got some in its tail at this point. Do you want them to just like attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get them to like jump its tail.
Yeah, sure. They rush its back and they start piking the tail, and between the whole group, they manage to like pike down the end of the tail, so it's lost its like swinging tail attack.
Sweet.
All right, Drasnik, anything? Hanging out, just watching. They got it under control.
They're fine.
Go pluck a feather.
I mean, I'll just rush forward.
You could look around and see if any feathers fell out.
Nope, not a single feather fell out.
Just gonna double move and figure out how we're gonna collect these things.
Well, at the start of the next round, it's going to use both of its actions to try to break free. So, Josh, go ahead and roll. I got a 15.
I got a 24. No, 22.
B
sorry.
keeps it trapped with the hook. All right, what do you guys want to do?
How far up it are the closest feathers? Can I run?
The feathers
up?
are mostly on its head.
And I just run up it? Or
You
grapple up it?
can definitely grapple up there.
I'm gonna go Titan, attack on Titan and just launch my
Yeah.
grappling hooks
Grapple
up on
up
it
there.
and start swinging around. Like, so I'm trying to get to the top of it.
Oh, nope, you die. All right, you get on top of the head. It looks like you're gonna have to use your deed to cut the feather free from the head.
Okay.
You spend your deed to cut the feather free, and it looks pretty pissed off when that happens. It screeches and it starts shaking its head back and forth, and I need you to make a brawn defend to try to hold on.
Can I do an agility defend?
You can do an agility defend if you want to try to dive off.
Yeah, brawn.
But you're going to be falling like 60 feet. Well, not 60, probably like 40.
I'll try to do the brawn defend, then. I was just thinking because I have the trapeze artist thing.
No, it doesn't make it so you can...
Alright.
Like, you gotta hold on, you gotta hold on. You rolled a 22.
You rolled a 22?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't stand a chance of doing that. Can I use momentum? No.
You can.
That would give me a double roll.
Yeah, they would give you a double roll.
I can't even hit a double. That's 22.
Yeah, dude, I think he's throwing you off of him. He's gonna toss you off into this building rubble. That's gonna be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright. And then would my dodge ability apply to that to take off 2?
What does that ability say?
It says if you would normally take damage, you reduce it by 2.
Does it just say that and with
Dodger.
no?
It says Dodger, not all combatants need armor. When you take this feature while you are not wearing armor, when you fail a dodge test, you reduce the number by 2.
I think you got the old version on there, but I think in this situation, this would not be the kind of test that triggers because you're being thrown.
Okay,
there's no way to dodge this.
I am at threshold.
You hit threshold with that?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys see him into the building, and Drasane, you and Jensen turn and look, and he like literally just like and like rolls the feather out in his arms. So he kept the feather, but
the lights went out. The lights went out.
He paid a price. All right, who's up?
I don't think I want to leave controlling the fish or the snake hook, so I'm probably just gonna stay here and try and. I don't know if I can dig it in any deeper.
Yeah, you can try to do some damage with it.
All right, I'll do that. And attack roll, you said?
Yeah.
That would be 18.
18? Okay, and it's pulling it back against you, and it's kind of like shifting, trying to like pull the hooks out, and you don't seem to do any effective damage, but it is still trapped, at least until its next turn. All right, who else wants to?
Hopefully past its next turn, too.
God, I hope.
I'll go.
I want to eat you. All right, what do you want to do, Johnson?
I'm gonna run over to Kara. I imagine I don't have anything that can fix construct right now. Well,
You can try to repair him with your toolkit if you want. It would be wits and coordination against a target number, I would set.
Is like medical stabilization a thing in this game?
Yes, it is. I've let people do stuff like that before, if it was feasible that their character knew how. In this case, you're an inventor, so you do know something, and you actually have repaired him once before, so you can try to get him up.
yeah, I'm gonna try and repair. Back up.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you don't roll in this situation. Instead, he's gonna get to roll a test. So you, sir, roll a brawn in endurance or resolve in endurance, your choice, Mr. Roboto. And it's going to be against a target number of 3 because this is the first time you've gone down.
Okay. That is an 8.
You come to with him repairing you with his toolkit.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're not leaving us yet? As he said that, I'll also hold the little pick up to the feather and see if that does anything.
You hold it up to the feather, it doesn't seem to do anything. It does.
Okay.
It does glow with that connective power. You are probably feeling like it needs to be collected and destroyed somehow.
Mhm.
But you gotta figure out how. Alright, Jensen is moving in. And he's gonna spend his whole turn rushing up and then starting to climb the big ass snake. So he can try to cut a tooth out of its mouth. Because that's badass.
That it is.
Yeah. I had contemplated climbing the crane and then trying to just rip out a tooth, but it's like, no, I probably need to control the crane so that he stays
Alright, Max, what are you doing?
put.
Max? Jesse died.
Seems like it.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
He did
He
die.
actually
didn't
died.
even die in the game. How could he die in real life if he didn't die in the game?
You know what they say, you die in the game, you die in real life, you die in the game.
You
Alright,
don't-
Maximilian. Oh, there he is. I won't take his turn for him. What's up, Jesse? You good? DDoS attack, bro? I think he's having mic issues. That's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
Wonder if we can bait him into sticking himself on the spike.
I mean, I already got him on the hook. I think if somebody pushed the crane
Yes, sir.
towards the spike, I might be able
Hey,
to
there we go.
Okay, cool.
shove him onto it with the hook.
What would you like to do, Max? You have
Are-
your guys, you have your magic.
what parts of the snake do we still need?
An eye, a fang, and
a heart.
The heart.
A heart. Where's a heart on us?
In there
Yeah.
somewhere, I imagine.
I'm guessing it's right behind that missing scale.
VM, we're gonna need you to let him eat you.
Contemplated it,
Head
honestly.
in there, grab the heart, and get
Yeah.
out.
It might be there. Actually, that where I said it was is like right around where our snake heart is, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Is that reachable from the ground, or is that something someone on this, like
Yeah.
climbing the snake, would have to?
Somebody climbing the snake would have to deal with that.
Definitely
Okay.
stuck him right there too. So it's cut open.
I would definitely let
Let's
you
see.
try to use like telekinesis to try to rip something out, but I don't think the heart is viable.
Yeah, I don't know if I could even get a. It'd even be tough to get a tooth out with telekinesis.
Go for the eye.
The tooth would probably be medium in size.
Yikes.
And rip its eye out. Awesome.
Does it count if the eye is damaged?
What do you mean?
Like, how intact does this eye have to be?
I don't know. You guys don't even know what you're supposed to do with it. You just know you
All
do
right.
it. I mean, if you damage it
Turns out
too
this-
much, there's always the second eye, right?
Turns out this
Exactly.
ritual is to completely reconstitute the snake.
Yeah, because grabbing one feather almost killed me.
Yeah, it turns out this ritual makes the snake stronger.
It
God damn it!
just
what are you doing?
bigger.
How many guys do I have available right now?
You got like 9 right now.
All right, that seems like enough
They
to do
piked
something
down.
useful with.
They've piked down his tail at the moment.
Okay, so they're all pretty occupied then.
Oh, they can stop that and do something else, but then they would have to pull their pikes out of the tail.
No, they can hold down the tail. That seems helpful.
Okay,
Um,
stay on that.
okay. Are there any pikes in my vicinity? Maybe from dead people dropping them or
Yeah,
something?
there's like several on the ground.
Okay. Max is going to pick up some of those and telekinesis them at the snake's face.
Okay, sure. How many are you launching?
What size are they?
I don't know. They're probably like tiny or small.
Okay.
Right, tiny, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like tiny makes sense weight-wise.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so... I'll still start with 2 pikes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll telekinesis 2 pikes at its face.
Okay. Are you trying to target something in particular, or are you just trying to strike it in the face where the scales aren't as protected?
Yeah, more... I'll try to hit its eyes. I'll go for the eyes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your power. On the first one, you got a 6.
I got a 5.
Oh, nice. That one's
A
whizzes
D10
by.
and a D12. All right,
Again.
let's try this again.
On the second one, he got a 9.
I got a 12.
Hey, you sink the pike into one of the eyes and it screeches in pain. Takes 5 piercing damage from that. When you hit an eye, 3 extra. So it ends up taking 4 wounds. And that pushes it pretty deep in its wound threshold. Its body starts to lower, which means the pikeman could now attempt to strike the scaleless area too, just so you know.
Sweet.
Alright, is anybody not gone this round? Alright. At the start of the next round, it is going to spend its deed to try to wrench free, and it's going to use momentum
Where did it get that from?
to get a double roll. Go ahead and roll Brawn and Athletics, B, and if you win this, you will be the luckiest fuck that has ever fucked a luck.
19.
You fucking won it. God damn it. The snake is still trapped, everybody. What would you like to do with your turn?
I am the world's best fisher.
You are so strong, it's ridiculous. This is like a 60-foot snake, and you're keeping it trapped. All right, what does everybody want to do? Form a plan. Talk to each other in character.
I'll try and pull the hook deeper. I mean, I don't.
You want to try to twist the machine to like hook one of the teeth and try to pull it out?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. We're on an attack. I got a 16.
I got a 23.
Oh, you hook one of the teeth and it scatters off onto the ground right over here. So there's a freed tooth on the ground. Jensen is gonna, man, he's gonna climb up, I guess. He's gonna keep climbing until he reaches the top, and then he's gonna try to strike the eye because we got a tooth on the ground now. So terrible with these tokens, boys. All right.
The eye hopefully has a pike sticking out of it.
I think he's gonna go for the more intact eye in case that's important.
Right.
And he hacks down one of the sides, and you can see the eye turn in the socket, and it's like hanging out from the other side. And as he ends his turn, he's like moving. He's moving to the other side of the eye to try to finish cutting it out. Who else would like to go? I can't hear you. Can't.
I'm at 1 hit point right now. That's presumably.
You can have Durasne go before you, and he'll patch you up a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Does
if
patch
you
up
want to do that.
on him?
I'm going to say it does because you're an inventor.
Yeah, if we do that, then I'll come and I'll go swing back up and try and assist Jensen.
Yeah, I'll patch you up then.
See how many wounds he takes off.
I always forget when I need to roll.
Well, maybe you should start remembering.
Wits and coordination. Well, it just changed, alright? Wits and
I memorized the new
coordination
rules
versus-
to day one.
That is 3 wounds healed.
Oh shit!
Nice.
All right, I'm back up to full.
Hey, doctor, I'll take it from here.
And he leaps up and starts running towards it.
Want to
Launches-
zip line up there?
Yeah, he's just gonna launch him into the
Zip
bottom
line
of the
up next to him?
swing up.
You want to try to hack off the other part of the eye?
Yeah, he'll just try and stick his blade in to meet
Go ahead and
Jensen's
make your
blade in the
attack
middle.
roll.
All right.
I'd also like to move.
What's it? 18. 18.
Yeah.
Did you get me there?
That hits. You hack off the other part of the eye and catch it. Jensen's going to nod his head to you. And then, oh man, I think he's going to start climbing down the body because you guys still got to get the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully somebody else will grab that tooth. Is anybody not gone?
Can I use my movement?
Yes, you sure can.
I'm gonna go to the danger zone and grab the
Alright.
thing.
Okay. Grab the tooth. So you have the tooth. You have the feather. And the eye. You have the feather and the eye right now. And we start the next round with everybody who's on the snake having to make brawn athletics as it tries to shake you off. Because that's what we do, baby. Thanks, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm rolling. Trying to beat a 12.
I got a 16.
Well, Jensen got thrown up,
Oh, man.
and he lands heavily on the ground. But
He's
his
got a
armor
bunch of-
manages to absorb the wound. I think he's got a fat butt. He's going to look back to you, and he's going to point at the weak point. And he's going to say, the heart! And then he's going to hold out his hands like he'll try to catch the eye if you want to drop it. And then
Okay.
it is going to use its deed to actually try to get out of that hook. Are you back, Josh?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right,
Sorry.
go ahead and roll. Brawn athletics. Or brawn attack, I'm sorry.
Come on, one more time, Josh.
I got a
I'm kidding. I'm
19.
going to keep it here all the time. I got a 20.
God damn it. Snake's turn is over. All right, guys, what do you want to do?
I'll drop the heart or the eyeball down to Jensen.
Jensen's going to lift the pick, and he's going to slam it into the eyeball, and nothing's going to happen. And then he's going to turn, and he's going to look at you, and he's going to say, I think we got something wrong, Doctor.
We need to take it back into the temple.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to look at you, and he's going to say, duh, the fire's still burning. And he's going to pick it up, and Jensen's going to start running back to the temple.
So we have everything, or no? We need.
We need the
We
heart.
need the heart.
So, well, I needed to go get my blade that was stuck inside of its empty scaleless part. So I'll start climbing towards that.
But I, before card 10 goes, is there any way I could try and instead of like doing more damage controlling the hook, could I try and like twist it up or something
Yeah,
to make it easier for Carten to get there?
Sure. You twist it up, Carten. No rolls or anything to climb to that area.
Sweet. All right. I will attempt to climb into the wound.
You toss Jensen the feather as well.
Yep. Now the feather. I gave the doctor the feather.
You're gonna need to like put weight on the blade and like pull down to slice open the wound more first.
Okay.
That is going to be a brawn attack test against a target number of 12.
All right.
Don't forget you have momentum.
Yeah, I'm gonna use momentum. Okay. The target down a little bit because my brawn isn't that high. 2 is an 8 dagger. All right, here we go. That is 6 plus 4. 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
You drag down on the wound and you get about halfway to opening it, but it looks like you're going to need some help. You can see the heart like beating inside too, but you just can't quite get to it. You need to open it up more. All right, who else hasn't gone? Max, I don't think he's gone.
Yeah. So
Freakman.
So we have basically we have everything but the heart, right?
That is correct.
And Carten's getting the heart.
I mean, he's trying to.
Trying to.
Do I see any way to help him?
If you can find a way to get like a blade and manipulate it, you can probably help him cut open the wound.
My blade is in there. I shot a blade into it earlier, so he could technically use my blade to cut it. That's inside the wound already.
It just needs to be cut open more to get at the heart.
Okay, Max will try to telekinesis the blade.
Go ahead and roll a power. This is going to be against a target number of 12.
Seven.
You're about 3/4 of the way down, but you have not opened it yet.
Scheiße.
You could have the pikeman try to do it, but that will free up the tail.
I'll let them keep holding on to the tail. They're doing a good job of that. They're relatively safe back there.
Start of the next round, it's going to let out a concussive roar, and then it's going to try with its action to pull free again.
A brawn attack for me.
I got a 22.
I got a 21.
Oh no.
The snake breaks free from the hook. The crane snaps and collapses backwards. You have to dive to the side. And it spits the hook out on the ground. And it is free at the end of its turn. What would all of you like?
I would like to try and jam, cut more into that wound, and then climb inside
You
of it.
leap off the scale and you catch onto the blade. It takes your deed, but you're able to open up the heart cavity, and you can see the heart beating inside. Its body shakes as you're trying to reach up to like climb into the open cavity. It shakes its body, and it actually tosses you back.
Can I launch a grappling hook at the heart before I get...
Sure. Agility attack. This is going to be against its...
That's the one that I get an easy for because I mastered trapeze.
Yes.
Or no, never mind, that's agility athletics.
Yep.
I don't know why I even took that.
I mean, that means anytime you're running or jumping or performing an athletic test, it's easy. It's pretty good.
Okay, here we go. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19. Okay, that rips the heart from the chest. As you fall out of it, you catch it with the grappling hook. and you fall to the ground. It lets out another roar, and as it loses its heart, it enters an enraged state and immediately takes another turn.
Oh no. I'm gonna get smashed flat, dude.
It is going to spend its first deed to tear back its tail, immediately bludgeoning and killing 4 of the 9 remaining pikemen. And then lurching forward, it's going to strike down with its head and whomp like the side of its face down at you. And I need you to make a defend for me.
Who's you?
Brawn ability.
Right.
There's 3 people next to it.
I was gonna say, who's you?
Oh, I
Well,
apologize.
yeah, not me.
It's definitely Carton.
The person with the heart.
13.
13. Okay. All right, you do manage to get away from its attack. Damn. All right, you guys are up.
I'll shout back, bring the heart to the temple. And I'm gonna start running that way. With the fang and the feather.
Can I run over and
Take it from me.
well, I was gonna do something else. I was going to pick up car 10 with the heart and chuck him in the direction of the temple.
Yeah, you can do that. You rush over, and you're going to throw him that way. I'll give you 12 inches.
Nice. All right.
And then I'll start, if I have any movement left, I'll start heading towards the temple.
We'll say that. Yeah, you probably do have some. Get over here. I'm just going to leave Max and the pikeman alone with the angry snake.
I mean,
These 3 have all the things. I think they do.
oh, okay.
I have
You're right,
feather.
they do.
I'm going to say that the 3 of you can get to the temple at the end of this
Okay.
turn. All right, Max.
Mm-hmm.
What would you and your pikeman like to do as you are left behind to deal with this angry fucking snake? He's just going to take off and run. He's like, see ya!
Teleport.
So I have 5 guys left.
Yes.
All right. And no one else is showing up.
You haven't seen anybody else come this way. There were more people with them, but they're like fighting lizardmen in the street right now.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So this thing can't really see at this point, right? Because it's missing one eye and it's got a pike through the other.
Yeah, but it does seem to know that its enemies are in front of it.
Well, I mean, I could stop being in front of it.
It's true. You want to
Um,
bail on your pikemen?
no.
Well, you
I
don't
just
give them
wanna
a
stop
name.
being-
You call them pikemen.
Yeah, I mean, they're guys with pikes, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, what do you want to do?
Mm, I think I'm gonna direct them to try to get around behind it.
Okay. They'll start to dance around behind it, stabbing the pikes at the tail again.
Yeah, and just kind of harass it, but not
Trying to get hit.
get eaten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try to keep
Okay.
it busy because I figure at this point we just need a stall.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, I'll go around the around the
All
back.
around you, drawing its attention.
The guys all got to be named Mike Pikeman.
It turns on them, and it does make another attack, which ends in the consuming of 2 more of them after a couple bites. But they do manage
Such
to
brave souls.
distract it for its turn. All right, the rest of you are standing with the snake pits in front of you. Jensen's going to look, and he's going to shove the feather in the eye in your arms, and he's going to throw you across. Good luck, Doctor! And then he's going to turn, he's going to look at you, Card, and he's going to say, I'm assuming you're going to make it.
I hate snakes.
And he grapples across.
This is going to be an agility athletics against a target number of 18, but you make it easy, so it's going to go to a 15. And you could use momentum to drop it to a 12 if you wanted.
No, I'll just roll.
Okay.
It's 20.
20? All right, the two of you are at the other side. What's the plan?
Doctor,
Best I can figure is we will burn these. Just toss them in the smoldering fire.
All right. One by one, the runes on the pillars change from that sickly green glow to blue. Outside, those in the city that are lizardmen and the great Draculu itself start to screech, filling the broken city with sorrowful calls. The night of the split tongues ends. As one by one, those in the city are turned back to normal, and Draculu slips back into the deeps of the earth to sleep. And as all of you exit the buildings you're in to meet at the roads, you find yourselves standing amongst little set walls of this ancient city made from wooden boards and wooden stands inside of a large gallery in the Museum of the Macabre. Jensen's going to shake his head. I can't wait to get out of here.
I second that.
that makes 3 of us.
Dad, do you think you could patch me up a little bit?
Yes, sit down. Let's see if we can reattach that arm for you.
And as you sit down to see if you can reattach the arm on your son, that's where we're going to end our session for the night.
That was pretty fun.
Good session, everybody. There's only one wing left, and then maybe you'll get out of the museum and you can go back to what you were trying to do.
What's next?
What were we trying to do again?
I know. We just put a kaiju.
Go watch the
man,
YouTube
like-
videos. You like them.
We've been in the museum for so long now.
I know. Now we live
You're
here.
in session in the museum, I guess.
Dr. Death.
Yeah, you do got to fight Dr. Death and in the magic next. Great session, everybody.
Settle. Oh, thank you. That was fun.